All right. Hold up. This. Turn the tea on. I have officially finished all of the tea that I had got during my break. So I got to get some more nice teas. Make sure everything's good to go. You're in Just Chatting. The title is correct. Are we live on YouTube as well as Twitter? Let me see. Looks like... Okay, YouTube is live. So I'm Seki Gucci Genetics. No. What's good, dude? The chat is working. Twitter. Where's my Twitter live? Where's my Twitter live? I don't think Twitter's working. Hold on. Bruh. How you doing today, Seki Gucci Genetics Nona? You excited for the update tomorrow? Yes, it's scheduled. Oh, okay, now it's live. It's because it wasn't the top of the hour yet. So it auto just goes live at 8. Okay. Got it. All right. We're good to go. What's up, Sager Studios? What's good? Let me pop out my Twitter chat. And we'll be good to go here. How you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Just goes live. Happy Monday, happy Monday. All right. Stop. Pop out chat. Put it over here. And we should be good. Boom. Okay. Boom. What's up, guys? Hope you guys had a great weekend. You guys do anything fun this weekend? I got some work that... Guys, the weather's starting to cool off a bit. Hopefully, it's just a downward slope from here. I know in Europe the other day, it was like your hottest day on record ever. I don't know if there's any Europeans in chat yet. But apparently in like Western Europe, like France, Germany, all that, it was even hotter than it was during the heat wave like a month and a half ago. Something like that. It could be wrong on that. But where I'm at, it's starting to cool off a bit. Hopefully that trend is going to continue and we don't get another big wave like that. They won't be here. They all died. Is it still bad? It's super bad in Germany right now? Really? Oh, just cool down. Okay, gotcha. But take it easy. I know, I don't know if they have a lot of air conditioning in Germany. I know in France, that was a big issue. The UK. What's up, Poochie? First time I game, I had some good dates. Nice. Dude. I have been progressing on getting my China visa. I have filled out the COVA form. I submitted my COVA application. And right now I am trying to work with an agency to try and get my travel visa. Would be dope. Man, I don't know, man. Just as every day goes by, it's just more and more of an appealing thing to just try and swing a permanent China move. Like, I know it's basically impossible to get long-term citizenship, but there's ways you can get, like, work visas and stuff to stay in basically perpetuity. And how much, like, I don't really define myself by, like, my nationality or whatever. So, like, I don't know. I think I just need to go there, figure out, see if I like it, and then, honestly... It'd be pretty tight to just live in China. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. Germany isn't Europe. It's in the... Okay, all right. Let's settle down. Yes, Tov, let's settle down. Just chill out, buddy. Speaking of the Middle East, though, I just wish that, if that region of the world could chill out a little bit, I'd love to go there, man. It'd be cool. I just don't want to get myself, like... in the middle of a conflict zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a few countries that are fine to go right now. But it's like every fucking year, another country gets involved in a conflict, and it sucks. And I know it's because of the actions that my country is doing. Part of why I don't like being here. But, man, it would be cool to go. Kind of assume that all the EU is AC phobic or something. My understanding is that Northern Europe, like Norway, Sweden, they're kind of cool with it, which is surprising because of all the European countries, they need it the least. It's kind of funny. Don't want to be in the middle of a cardinal direction either. Ikadongxi. Funnily enough, in east-west in Mandarin means thing, a dongxi. But yes, I'm on my last bit of nice tea that I got from my streaming break. I got to re-up on good teas. Like all I have left for caffeinated tea is the banana tea that I had ordered on discount, and that stuff makes me sick. I got to re-up on the good stuff, bro. I need that good old pu'er. As a Lebanese person, I'm telling you, it's not as bad as the new business team. Here's the thing. I'm sure it could be great. You live in North Lebanon and see no conflict ever. How true will that remain next year when Israel decide? Okay, all right. I don't want to get into modern politics. I got to stop myself before we go that way. But I'm sure there's a lot of places that you could go in the Middle East and just be like totally fine. But it's just like I don't know, man. And it's not to say that like I think that these are like the perspective for like a lot of Americans, I think, is like I don't want to go to Mexico because like cartels or whatever. There's plenty of like there's tons of people who live in Mexico and they do totally fine. Of course, like the crime with the cartels is like organized crime, but like there's millions of people who travel to Mexico every year and they're just fine. And I'm sure it's similar with the Middle East. What's up, Vlados? How you doing, buddy? For the same reason, I'd like to go to Russia. Vlados, I don't know if you're still there. I think it would be really cool to go there. It's just like one of those things where it's like a geopolitical hot zone right now where, I don't know, maybe give it a decade. I don't know. Maybe things might ease up a bit. Who knows? Germany doesn't have AC, but it has Rolleden and Luften. I have no idea what either of those are. Well, I wouldn't want to live in some place with cartels. Say people in the country with more guns than people. Yeah, in the country where, I gotta stop myself. We're about to get into modern politics talk again. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go to a violent country, unlike the one that I live in, with the highest rate of fucking homicides globally of any, what is it, G7 country? Visit Moscow and St. Petersburg, you'll be fine. Like, it's just like the idea of being like an American national. It feels like it'd be like way, like, I'm responding to you, Vlados. Like being an American national and going to Russia right now seems like, it's just like, odds are you'd probably be fine, right? But you're kind of like rolling the dice of whether or not you're going to get yourself in a situation you don't want to be in unnecessarily. I've been to Mexico. It's a couple times. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Like, there's plenty of people who go to Mexico and are just fine. Just like don't involve themselves with what's going on. What's up, Tay? How's it going, buddy? Haven't played in like a month and I missed my little cyber psycho game downloading back. Owner, are you talking about Marathon? Hold on, let me make sure the Marathon filter is off because we're going to be talking about Marathon this morning. Hold on. Just bought the pre-order? The pre-order for what, Tay? For War Dogs? Or what are you referring to? Our police doesn't want to deal with Americans. If you do something very illegal, they won't touch you. That's crazy. Dude, I don't want to touch it. Listen, that might be true in this, like, so in China, I'm sure if you're like a foreigner and you do something illegal, odds are like they're not going to throw you in prison. They're just going to like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Like if you do something crazy, they're just going to send you home. I'm sure it might be similar in Russia, but it's like, I don't know, man. It just feels like super dicey. Okay, the blacklist is not active. We will be talking about Marathon. And because of that, I might swap over to the Marathon category. And also, we're going to play Marathon tomorrow for the first time in like a month. Because I want to check out the update. But right now, there are some pretty interesting Reddit posts going big in the community discussing the current situation with Marathon. And I wanna read up on that. And also because the videos I upload talking about Marathon do well. So check it out. Also, if you play the game, can I get in your team for the game? It's like 30 people. I don't know. Like, I don't want to do like community organized stuff like that. I'm trying to organize collabs with like a couple other streamers, but like otherwise, I don't know how the game works. I'm guessing the most I'll do is like I'll invite like a couple other streamers and we'll like jump in on a server. I don't know. I think it's all going to be official servers. I don't think. Is the stream lagging for anyone? I dropped a couple frames. I dropped like 600 frames. It's not dropping anymore though. I did lag a little bit. It's not just you. I dropped a handful of frames. We're good now though. I'll keep an eye on it. If I have to end the Twitter live, I can do that. I just realized my Twitter pop-out chat not fucking work. Hold on. But yeah, if it keeps lagging like that, I could end the Twitter live, and that should save me enough bandwidth that it should stop doing that. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Internet outer space is pretty bad nowadays. So, I don't know if you guys were here on Friday, but the logo that I commissioned has been completed. We have a logo, official logo, and that's going to be part of the banner that I've commissioned. Same person is doing it. Or visit Vorkuta. Where? Hold on. Where's Vorkuta? Okay. Where the fuck is Vorkuta? Is that like northern Russia? Siberia? It is. Bro, why the fuck? Why do you want... I'm not going to Vorkuta. I'm not going to Vorkuta. I'm not going to whatever the other one is that's like further east. I'm not... Dude. Is Vorkuta the one I'm thinking of? There's like another, like, I've seen it on YouTube, where it's like the northernmost, like, populated city, like actual city. Is it Yakutsk? Is that it? I don't know. I saw a YouTube video on it, bro. Why would I go there unless, like, what's up, Zilbrad? Watch it, guys. If you watch Glorpidity, you will catch the woke mind virus. Zilbrad, how woke would you say that you are? Hold on. Guys, check out the banner sketch. We're getting all new branding. Check out, it's a sketch, right? So this is not complete. I've given them some redirection on some changes I want. But dude, the branding's gonna go hard, man. It's gonna be fire. We're gonna be looking real professional. I'm like nice AI sketch. So, Brad, shut the fuck up! It's not AI! How is that AI? Shut up. Reddit segment. We are having a Reddit segment to open the stream. Yeah. What happened to my Twitch dashboard? There it is. Okay. Once an AI user, always an AI user. I mean, listen here, motherfucker. I disabled Twitch AI data collection, but by chatting in the Twitch chat, you're feeding Amazon's AI. You're feeding AI in the same that I am, okay? I will not be virtue signaled by somebody in my Twitch chat who is training Amazon's next LLM. Should move to Manitoba. They got good fishing winters and sports, trust me. I think, here's the thing. I think climate-wise, Canada, like, if not for the economics of it, I think I would love to live in Canada. It's just that it's just such an expensive place to live. But like location-wise, in proximity to where I am right now, climate, I think Canada would be really cool to live in. It's just so expensive. And I'm sure like rural Canada, where I don't know the different provinces. Manitoba, I'm guessing, is more rural, but even then, it's going to be more expensive than if you just live in the middle of nowhere, USA, I'm guessing. But the social programs, I don't know how hard it is to get Canadian citizenship, but I will not be benefiting from the Canadian social programs for probably at least a decade, because it takes a long time to get citizenship pretty much anywhere. Okay. How long have we been live? Can we jump in yet? Yeah, I'd say we can jump in. You guys like Reddit? Any Redditors in chat? Let me go and prep the overlay here. Just so much empty space. I think that. Hold on. Let me make me bigger. There we go. I think that's good. More of a Steam Charts man myself. We checked Steam Charts on Thursday. By the way, let me check my analytics. That video about the Steam chart, Zobrad, you're going to love to hear this. The Steam chart video, the Marathon SteamDB situation is crazy. That video popped the fuck off. I think that was like a hard 1 out of 10. It actually doubled the performance of the latest video because the only thing my subscribers want to hear about is Marathon. Of course it did. Yeah, why wouldn't it? What's up, Rook Around the Clock? Tell you not have to be a citizen, permanent resident, protected class, etc. Can have access. Really? Yo, what's up, Astra? Well, flip side of that coin, LaMicronaut. If I just live in China, any sort of medical or like any medical service, you don't need insurance, and it's going to cost like 10-20% of what it does in any like European or American country. Canada, US. Germany, it's incredibly cheap in China for any sort of medical healthcare stuff. Which I'll probably get some done when I take my trip. China maxing. I haven't heard of the memes, but apparently I'm in a very Chinese time of my life is a fucking popular thing right now. It's like a meme. Okay. Taiwan was amazing even before I got residency. You live in Taiwan, Rook Around the Clock? I'm looking at mainland China mostly. I mean, I've never been, so of course, like if I were to move long term, I don't know where I'd want to live. I'd of course want to like go to a bunch of different places first. But as far as like culture and like locality, I think from what I was seeing, like southwestern China, like Yunnan, Lijiang. Dali, like that sort of area. The climate is pretty mild. There's a lot of nature type areas. It's not super urban. I think it'd be pretty good. I don't know though. Look again. I've never been, so I really should go before and like check out a bunch of different cities before I make a choice like that. All right, Sagir, I get the funny meme jokes. We try to avoid the political discussion though. Okay. All right. I think it's time we jump in. Let me actually refill my tea. I'll be right back. Let me refill my tea. I'll be like literally like 1 minute. Okay. We're back. Okay. Go ahead and mute the music. All right. It is no secret that Marathon is struggling right now. We've been talking about it for weeks, okay? The player count going down. We're hemorrhaging players. And like I said in the last video, talking about the SteamDB player count, the player count is more important to focus on the consistent players that are dropping off as opposed to the players that dropped off in the weeks following the past big update. So far, week over week, we're losing a significant percentage of the player base. And it's looking pretty bad right now, to say the least. So there's a lot of discussion online in the fan base. Today we're going to be checking out the Reddit. You can see here, this post kind of popped off. A lot of discussion going on here. 650 upvotes, almost 400 comments. Marathon failed because of its core game design. And this is not the Marathon hate subreddit. This is the Marathon official subreddit. So I'm guessing the moderators of the subreddit cull a lot of the forced hate stuff, because if you go over to r/marathon hate, there's a lot of unemployed people and losers who obsess over the downfall of the game. These are people who actually care about the game and its future, discussing why it's struggling right now. And I'd like to take a look here and see if we can sort of get a glance at how the community is feeling about the game and its future. Okay. So this was posted 4 days ago. Marathon failed because of its core game design. In short, Marathon plays like a pseudo battle royale with all the punishments that come with an extraction shooter and none of its alleviances. A pseudo battle royale because the game encourages high octane PvP and makes it difficult for more than one team to extract through small maps with fast movement. The only loot worth taking is concentrated in 1 to 2 places of interest on each map, if that, and generally, it's just way more profitable to get loot off of dead players. This is absolutely true as we get late into the season. Guys, I can't speak German! Stop speaking German in the chat! What is this, du hast nicht? Fucking, guys. The only other language other than English you're allowed to speak in chat starting now is Mandarin. I will start timing people out. Yeah, this is generally true, okay? Especially as we get into the late season. Early in the season, everybody has dog shit, and that's intended as such, except for the start of Season 2, which they totally botched, okay? As you get later into the season, most people who are consistently playing any extraction shooter, this goes for Tarkov, most people are going to be geared out. And a lot of the good loot is going to be on those other players. This specific game design has a lot of issues for Marathon specifically. I'm sure as we get into this Reddit post, he's going to discuss it. But so far, Bungie has yet to play with a lot of the dials for loot as a season progresses and as the general player base gets higher, like a higher standard of gear. In my opinion, I think that over the course of a season, Bungie needs to be dialing up the drop rates for gear and set, like, as we did for last season, where we increased the base free kit from a gray kit to a green kit. Did we eventually go to a blue kit for free? Increasing that baseline was super important to keeping people geared up and at a competitive level with people who were already totally kitted to the teeth. It doesn't help. It's not like a huge help, but it's definitely... So the difference between having a gun with some minor attachments and some like green and blue heals, significantly better than having only gray bullshit heals and gray bullshit guns. Guys, stop speaking Chinese in the chat. Okay, guys. We're not... Okay. It's not Mandarin Monday. When I said that, it was a joke. Can we please talk about the Reddit post? Let's settle down. By the way, what's up, Hubble Bubble? I never greeted you. IRC, it was only up to greens, but this season the gray kits have been upgraded to diet green kits. Have they been upgraded yet? I'm not sure. Again, I have not played Marathon in almost a month. We will be playing it tomorrow, though. Various dinner bells that alert everyone on the map to come and third-party you. Key rooms, extract, and quest activations. I have talked, I've been saying this for months, that part of the inherent game design that forces so much PvP makes this game super standoffish to new players who don't want to fight. I've said it before. There are, like if somebody just says this outright without explaining what they mean, you know they're a LARPer. But you know I'm not a LARPer because I can explain what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, Tarkov and Marathon are more and less hardcore in different ways. In Tarkov, it is possible to sit in a bush for 20 minutes with your head looking down, crouched, being basically invisible, waiting for everyone else to like shoot each other, fight, whatever. Exfil, if you go start moving 20 minutes into the run, there's maybe a couple other people left on the map, and the odds of you running into another player, pretty low. That is not possible in Marathon. Doing anything, like you can go through multiple entire runs in Tarkov in a row without seeing a single other player. That is impossible in Marathon. Doing anything is going to draw players to your location. If you shoot at any robots, to be fair, in Tarkov, gunshots are also pretty loud and they will draw players to your location. But to make my point of listing the things that will draw players to your location, killing, shooting robots, active, like using any key will make the loudest sound ever and draw everybody to your location. To exfil, you have to go to a dedicated POI that's marked on everyone's map that will shoot a fucking laser beam into the sky and go, come gank me. That does not happen in Tarkov. In Tarkov, you walk along the secluded wall and you stand in the area for 8 seconds and you're gone. That's it. So, I understand that Bungie might have wanted it to be designed this way, but these are things that are going to make this idealized, more arcadey game more hardcore and punishing than fucking Tarkov. And in like worse ways. Yo, what's up, button masher? What's good, dude? Like, I feel like in Tarkov, it's easier to overcome some of the hardcore aspects of it. So, like, part of like a lot of what makes Tarkov hardcore is like a knowledge thing. You have to know different types of ammo, different types of healing, stuff like that. It's way more forgiving to overcome like a knowledge thing like that, as opposed to like having forced PvP around every corner. Like, Tarkov is hardcore, but there's still a portion of like dad type gamers who will play it. It's a tough sell for Marathon if there's like absolutely no way to play it if you don't want to fight other people. Various abilities that makes it impossible to hide or sneak by, namely Recon Ultimate. Trio system exacerbates any gear skill disparities. Yup. The power scaling in Marathon, I've also talked about this before. In Tarkov, you can, like, if you're fully kitted out with like all level 6 armor, a face shield, like a crazy rig, you got a Zabralo, you can still get taken down with one shot of 9x18 Makarov if they shoot you in the neck. And you're just instantly dead. Actually, I don't know the armor zones of a Zabralo right now in the current patch. But to my point, in Tarkov, you can, like, even if you have bullshit, you can have a chance of killing somebody who's fully kitted to the teeth. That is way harder to swing in Marathon, and doubly so in the trio system. Because in trios, that gear disparity advantage that you get in Marathon, which having a higher shield just flat out makes it take longer to kill you. Having a better gun is just flat out better in every way. And that's not to say that you can't outplay somebody or outskill somebody who does have better gear. It is to say that gear disparity makes the wealthier player way stronger. So this also is like a huge inhibitor of like new people picking up the game. While a bad solo player in Tarkov can get lucky and head eyes to chat, yep, there's almost no way a trio is beating out another one with greater skill, which encourages stat teams to move around the map, wiping everyone. Yep. So as I understand it, with the level-based matchmaking, there's a season level-based matchmaking in place in Marathon. There's a slight aspect of skill-based matchmaking. With Marathon's current struggling player count, I think that bucketing system for matching players around your season level is struggling to find players around your skill and gear level. If Marathon wants to survive in this sort of like between 2 and 7,000 concurrent player base, like long term, they probably got to add more aggressive bucketing as far as like what type of gear people are running and how they're matched. What's up, Sam the Sock? Yeah, super true so far. Then there's the fact that the game is an extraction shooter without a lot of the more forgiving parts of an extraction shooter. No safe pockets. Yep. I think Marathon is the only quote-unquote large extraction shooter with no safe pocket. I've never played Hunt Showdown, so I don't know about that. But I know, like, ABI, we played Delta Force the other day. I'm pretty sure they had a safe pocket. Tarkov, the most hardcore extraction shooter, has a safe pocket. What is it? Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders has a safe pocket. And I personally, I don't feel like I need a safe pocket, but safe pockets definitely do sort of shave off that little bit of an edge. Like if you do find something super good and you want to keep it, it makes it so that your run, even if you lose all your gear, you still got that one thing, which made it not all for naught. In Marathon, if you die, it was all for naught. You got nothing. I mean, you got XP, but you don't keep anything. Still in the camp that decons should be safe pockets. I think that it would be cool if there was a mechanic that decons would send things to your vault. That would be interesting to see that implemented. But then it would come down to, would decons have a fee? How many things can you decon? What are you allowed to decon? I would be interested to see that explored. Quest system that isn't anywhere near as forgiving for incremental progression. So I haven't played Arc or Hunt Showdown, so I don't know how Marathon stacks up with the quest system. Tarkov's quests are pretty I would say Tarkov's quests are more brutal than Marathon. This might be more referential to Arc. Again, I can't speak to this, but I don't know. Marathon's quests are right now, they serve as like sort of a supplementary XP. They definitely don't feel necessary. I don't believe I went through and did all the contracts again. I think I did most of them, but there's like a couple quest lines that I didn't go through and fully complete because they just like completing them doesn't really give you like a giant benefit. Faction system doesn't provide as meaningful progression as say the hideout system in Tarkov. Yeah, in Tarkov, the hideout progression, if you have a fully maxed out hideout, I haven't played since 1.0, but if you have like a fully maxed out Bitcoin farm and water purifying system, you have like decent income where you're able to purchase and like run decent gear once you get to that point. Of course, it's like quite a grind to get there, but it definitely rewards you for that high level of grind. Yo, save the song. Thank you for the resub, buddy. It's definitely a reward for sure. And it helps you get your XP faster. It gives you way more. It also gives you like more gameplay options. Like this, what is it? The scav case. There's like, I never really got to this point. I think maybe once ever I got to the scav case. There's like a function in the hideout where you can build it and you can like give a scav a bribe and they'll go like a mobile game. They'll go out and do like a mission and they'll come back with loot. Like there's additional gameplay aspects that come with the hideout in Tarkov. It's just not present in Marathon. In Marathon, when you upgrade the factions, you get access to buy more things. And you get like a couple of items from a loot pool. In Season 1, the loot pool was pretty good. You'd get like actual good equipment. In Season 2, they give you some fucking salvage. They give you some bubble gums, sticks, rocks. They give you some bullshit. Rook runs are way more difficult on average than the typical scav run of other extraction shooters. Yep. And especially, I don't know why they nerfed scav for Season 2. Like, a lot of people said, oh, it's unintended. You shouldn't be able to 1v3. Why not? Why should you not have the ability to, like, set up traps with claymores and have, like, a decent gun or, like, decent odds of outplaying the better team? I don't understand that thinking. Why would they gut Rook in the way they did? Rook is already gimped in the sense that you can't do your contracts, which aren't even that good in the first place, and you can't bring in like super high tier gear. Why not like give people the option to like roll the dice on some like creative gameplay to outplay a 3-stack and get some good loot? I don't understand why they gutted Rook in Season 2. It really made no sense. I don't know. I guess the only way that Rook is better than Scav in Tarkov is that there's no cooldown. That's about it. In every other sense, Rook just sucks. When you peel back the layers of the game, you realize it's a game with a great gunplay. Oh, also, like this goes with the loot with like loot tables, like the 1 to 2 POIs on each map. By the time you spawn in as Rook, there's either going to be no loot at the decent POIs, or you're going to have to fight those players who are actively looting it, and the odds are you're not going to win. When you peel back the layers of the game, you realize it's a game with great gunplay and a cool art style that is structured around the top 10% or so of the player base, dominating the other 90% repeatedly, while only the top 10% gets to make any meaningful progression. With that in mind, it's no wonder why the game can't retain players. I think I talked about this a fair amount in the Marathon Sucks video. The level that this game sort of caters to this high end, it sort of leads to an Ouroboros effect, where like the top level of players like sweep everyone, and like every week or so, the player count drop off is like the current bottom 5% who literally can't do anything, who just get stomped on repeat. So every week you get like 5% of players who are just like, I'm done. I'm going to wait until next season. Every week. And that compounds. It's like minus 5%, minus 5%. And like, that's how we're getting to the point where right now on weekdays with Cryo not open. Let me see. What was the peak last night? Let me pull it up. 48 hours. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Hashtag SteamDB. Let's check out the SteamDB chart. Boom. Okay. Look at the chart. When Cryo... Okay, so the last video I talked about the SteamDB graph. I was surprised that we dropped below 4,000 for the first time. I was shocked because it was only like a week or two ago we dropped below 5. So like in the past 2 weeks, we've lost like 20% of the player count, which is fucking insane. Like we're post like the big patch drawing of new players. Like this is a normal pattern. Like players like trickling off until you get the core base of players, that's normal. But like losing 20% of like 10% of players a week is insane player loss for like a core player base. I think, as somebody who knows nothing about the actual statistics or ideal metrics of a live service game, that's, in my opinion, knowing nothing about what they should look like, that's really bad. That's really bad. They'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to play Marathon for the first time in a month tomorrow because I want to check out the new gun and whatever other PvE thing they're cooking up. But my point is that like last night when Vault Breaker closed, this is the NA peak. We're under 4,000 again. So we have last video, the one that I talked about, we peak under 4K. Cryo Archive opens up. So we have the resurgence for the weekend. Cryo's open. Cryo closes. Oh, wait, no, pardon me. Cryo closes over here. Excuse me. I'm doing my math wrong. Cryo open. Trickled off a little bit. Cryo closes. Immediately back under 4K. At the rate that we're going... I don't know. Okay, so part of what we're going to do when we check out Marathon again tomorrow is I do want to like get a feel for how the game is on a game, like for the normal player base, because I'm going to be washed. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be super washed when I come back. I have legit not played the game in a month. My gameplay is going to be bad. I'm not going to be sharp with my rotations and all that. My reading of the map is not going to be good. I'm effectively going to be the bottom 20% of the player base. I feel like when I was playing Marathon a ton, I was probably a bit above average. I think mechanically, I'm not very good at shooters, but like I have a good knowledge. I think right now, after taking this month break, I'm going to be probably bottom 30% of the player base. I want to analyze what it's like for them. I know for a fact they haven't fixed the netcode, and I really doubt they're going to be fixing it tomorrow with the update. So the biggest things are going to be whatever the new PvE, presumably mode is going to be, whatever the new gun is, and if they can add any sort of like new gameplay. What's everyone feeling about the new skin concepts on liking the White Rabbit Vandal? It's not a concept. The White Rabbit Vandal is going to be like one of the next skins that they add. But yeah. Like they are definitely struggling to retain players for the above listed reasons. Glorp would be free pickings. Yeah, I'm going to be an absolute burger. Like before I was joking that I was a burger, I'm probably going to have like a 5% exfil rate tomorrow. It's going to be bad. If I even exfil at all, I don't know. From what I can tell, the remaining player base is there specifically to PvP and play it as a BR, and actively opposes anything that would water down that version of the meta, because that's what they like. There's supposed to be an extraction shooter at the core of the design that's been upended by the people who are in town and nonstop high-octane PvP, seek it out immediately until the map is clear. So, when I was super deep on the cryo grind, so this is like the ideal meta for cryo, and it's not because like, oh, I want to play it like it's a battle royale. It's because you have every incentive to just clear the map. And this isn't just for cryo, but cryo is just like the pinnacle of like why this is the meta. It's because, as we discussed up here, the dinner bells, there's no reason to not just wipe the map, because everybody you kill is going to have like really good gear. And then once everybody on the map is dead, you just have free pickings. You don't have to worry about anything. And like everybody, like anything that anybody does is so fucking loud. Like the first person to make a noise on cryo is like where everybody converges. There's been countless times where we're playing cryo. Not even just that. We like find another team. We're the first team to find another team, and we get in a fight. And then like within the next 5 minutes, every other team on the map converges on us. It turns from a 1v1 to a 1v1v1v1 within 5 minutes. And there's no reason to not, because like whoever is the last team just gets all the loot. And it's so easy to hear everything. You might as well go gank people. And like you should be rewarded for being successful in PvP, but the game makes it like so easy to track people with the sound cues, and it's so rewarding to do so. And you get punished so hard if you don't. Here's the other thing. If you don't want to play it like it's a BR, you're just going to get caught with your pants down. You're going to be the guy who gets ganked first. So in every sense of the word, if you want to be successful in Marathon, you have to play it like this. It's not like they want to play it like it's a BR. This is like, if you want to be successful in the game, that is how you have to play it. If I remember correctly, Seraph claimed there was level-based matchmaking. Oh, yeah, no, it's no doubt. It's no doubt. I talked about it like not even like 20 minutes ago. There is level-based matchmaking. When I made an alt account, because you can Steam Family Share the game. When I made an alt account, I was only playing with new players. This was last season, by the way. On my alt account, I only matched with noobs. That was it. A lot of people had like no mics. I would like VoIP at them. They're like console players. They're like very obviously people who were new. There absolutely is level-based matchmaking. Assuming this isn't removed quicker than I could say moderator. No, they did. For props to the Marathon subreddit moderators, they did not remove this. Smaller maps paired with poor loot distribution simply create a situation in which hunting other players is more profitable. Yep. The problem with that is it isn't fun to be repeatedly curb stomped every single match, and there's also the build crafting issue where it's near impossible to get all the cores you want for a specific shell build. Even then, it's extremely easy to lose that build. So to this point, it depends on what your core build is. And if you've leveled your factions. I maxed out my Arachne early because I saw that all the implants that I could ever want are sold by Arachne, and I got like a ton of stock daily. So as long as I had credits to purchase those implants, I could just run it. So this is like yes and no. I don't know what build this person's ideal build is, but it's possible that their implants just aren't available from the shop, and therefore they just can't run it. I don't know. Yeah, again, this the Ouroboros thing, the like bottom 5% players who can't do anything every week are just like leaving. 5-10% of players, they just leave because there's no point. They literally can't play the game. It's just not fun. Outside the gameplay, there's the poor monetization and lack of decent cosmetic rewards for the various achievements. Poor monetization, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the skins, especially in Season 2, have actually been really good. There have been a handful of stinkers. Lack of decent cosmetic rewards for the various achievements. I think that there's something to be said about this. As somebody who thinks it's fair game to just monetize the shit out of cosmetics, and I don't really care personally. If you want to give people gingerbread man skins that they can pay for, I like that. But there is something to be said when your reward for resetting your cradle, which by the way, resetting your cradle, I don't know it off the top of my head, is like in the millions of credits worth of items that you have to recycle to get there, when the reward you get is just like a really shitty green and white recolor, why would you want to do it unless you're like a completionist? When I saw that those were the skins, I was like, why? You get one extra skill cradle point and you get like the shittiest skin ever that you're never going to use. Because if you're resetting your cradle, you have definitely done the compiler if you're resetting your cradle. Why would you not just use whatever compiler skin? The cosmetic rewards, like the free cosmetic rewards that you can get for free, generally they do suck. And it is like very perplexing why. Like I can understand what like free cosmetics, like especially like easy achievements that are like easy to get. If they're shitty, that makes sense. I feel like the compiler skins, those are great. They look cool. If you don't want to spend any money on the game just by killing the compiler with whatever character, you get a decent, cool looking skin. I think that's great. But like resetting the cradle, the skins they got for that, they do not match the requirement that's required to get there. And they all suck. They all look the same. I want to say I wish they had stuck to the original vision. Addendum, several addition points have been made in these responses, so I might as well tack on a bit extra. There are alternate methods to obtaining cores for core build crafting. There are still limits that make it difficult to procure them in mass or obtain specific ones of a higher rarity. Again, it depends on what specific build you're going for. If you go for all melee, Arachne, you can, if you just have enough credits, you can have an infinite amount of them. It's not a problem. I think they just don't know how they want to distribute the implants yet efficiently. Because flip side of that coin is that once I got to the position I was where I just had like a bunch of credits, I had no reason to not just run purple or gold implants literally every run on repeat because I just had enough credits to do so. It feels like that might be a little bit overtuned as well. I just don't know where they want the meta to be. It feels like some people just can't do whatever build craft they want ever. And then like if you get to the high end and you have a build that you can buy from the store, that's like you have no reason to ever run anything else. And I feel like there should be a reason to run other things, at least sometimes. I don't know. They got a lot to work on with the game. It's roughly 2 or 3 cores per character rarity, so the benefits are generally better with higher tiers. Thus, these cores are naturally harder to find, more expensive, and more valuable across the board, though there are a few instances where the lower tier cores are overall more useful or simply have a more applicable function. Sentinel, knowing your opponent's elevation does not need to be a gold core. Yeah. The distribution of rarities for cores is kind of ridiculous. It's like assassin, like it goes for every character. Bano blue, when you reload, when you slide, you reload your gun. Yeah. Like a lot of the cores are just like fucking useless. The gold assassin core that makes you invisible while aiming down the sight feels like dog shit. Patience, which is a blue core, feels like dog shit because you just like overheat yourself on accident. Like other things like that is like the interactions of cores like unintentionally. Like if you go invis on assassin, or like you don't have to go invis. Like you don't have to use your abilities on assassin. If you have what is it, patience, where if you're invisible, you can. Excuse me. If you stand still and you're invisible, you can stay invisible forever at the cost of generating heat. You don't have to use any abilities. If you have a golden sneak bag and you loot, you will overheat yourself unintentionally. Like interactions like that just feel like lacking in polish. A lot of cores just feel totally trash for how rare they are. I feel like, yeah, cores definitely need to get retooled for how rare they are. Self-heal is a problem with build crafting outside your weapons. Cores are the main way of modifying shell's abilities. So I'm suggesting that cores are reworked and a skill tree is implemented in some way. It can be easily tied to the cradle, with cradle progression granting universal skill points for each shell, over forcing playtime on each one. The cores can be more generalized in function, with some more niche ones existing, targeting specific classes. I think that this is a really interesting idea. The problem with the cradle right now is it applies to all of your classes. What's up, Hero? Right now, the cradle, however you spec it, will apply to each of your shells. It applies to all of them universally. So they would have to add separate cradle trees for every shell, which is ideally how it should be. But that is going to be like a significant dev time addition. And this is definitely not happening for Season 3. Maybe Season 4, probably not. Most likely Season 5, if they are to do something like this, if we do make it a Season 5. Feels like there was a massive honeymoon period and people are just finally reasoned that there are deeply ingrained problems with the game. Yes and no. I don't know. There's just so many problems with the game. It could be. I genuinely love this game for most of the entirety of the first season. The last about few weeks of season 1, I was kind of tapped. I was ready for season 2. But at that point, it felt more like a amount of content problem. Season 2 did not add that much more content, and it fucked up the progression and totally ruined like what should have been multiple weeks of gameplay. Like the thing is, like, people say that it's this thing or it's that thing. There are so many issues with the game that they need to fix. It's just I don't know, man. Sympathize with the folks tired of seeing this, but this is probably one of the most thorough yet succinct articulations of the issues I've seen. Bungie should pin this to the conference room wall where they sit and talk about plans to fix things. Yeah. So I said it before. I like how hardcore Marathon is, but definitely if they do want to have a long-term player base, the degree of how hardcore it is unsustainable. Because there's just no reason to play the game if you're not in the top percentage of players. All right. We got a very similar post here. 561 upvotes. 375 comments. The terrible loot economy has turned this game into a battle royale. Pretty similar argument. Absolutely nothing meaningful to loot on any map in this game outside of the most brutal PvP-focused map that is only available for 4 days of the week. Not even, I think it's like 3.5. What is it? It depends on where you are. If you're in the US, it's half of, like, pretty much, yeah, half of, what is it? Half of Thursday, all of Friday, all of Saturday. It depends on how early you wake up, barely any on Sunday. So, like, maybe 3.5, closer to, like, 2.5. But yeah, Bungie for some reason is absolutely terrified of there being any kind of meaningful purple or gold tier loot, shields, weapon, implants, etc. outside of Crowd, which again is only available 4 days a week and caters to the most organized pre-made teams. I disagree with this. I think that gold tier loot should be hard to get and it should be powerful. However, it should also be, like, possible to, like, RNG get, like, the odds should be low of getting, like, purples or golds in the other bullshit areas. Again, this can tie into the seasonal dialing of loot drops. Like, over the course of a season, as you get into the late season, they can just dial up the rate at which you get good loot. And that would address this issue. And I think it would largely address the issue. So you would have that feeling of progression throughout the early season where people just have, like, nothing. And then it rewards the people who didn't play the early season or are struggling to keep up. I think that they need to do a loot dialing system flexible with where people are at in the season, for sure. Narsh is the best map for loot when it's available, and it's not even close. Red Room is so inconsistent now. Narch are guaranteed to get multiple purples and a ton of salvage. Yeah, what they did with Season 2 with the Red Armory Room in Outpost in Pinwheel, they made it super, super, super inconsistent. But like in Season 1, you could regularly, like, you're guaranteed purple. You were guaranteed purple salvage with a decent chance of gold. In Season 2, you still can get gold. You still can get purple. But, like, only 50% of the time you are. But other than that, you're going to get, like, shitty blues. Again, like, if they played with the loot dials over the course of a season, this would address this issue for sure. They added this amazing new content, Night March, with a really cool, intense cinematic raid, like things to work towards in Complex. And within 2 weeks of adding this new content, and to this day, they absolutely gut every single rewarding aspect of doing this new content. By the way, like I was just saying about they should play with the dials for the loot over the course of the season, they did the fucking inverse this season, which again is why this season feels so bad. What it should have been, like, if Upper Narsh printed golds like it did for the first week, like, let me see. Maybe not right now. Maybe starting September 1st, if starting September 1st, they made Upper Narsh print golds like it did at the start of the season, perfect. That'd be perfect. Yo, what's up, Unable? Like you got to the stream. If they made it so as you get into the late season, it is possible to, if you just do the high-end whatever POIs, you can get the good loot. It would feel way more rewarding to play the game. But now we're at the point that if you don't already have your factions leveled up and you can run like gold, purple shit consistently, you just like there's no reason to fucking play because you'll just get stomped by all the people who do and who do have the credits. They're terrified of having any meaningful loot to have any other map because they think the economy will become too OP. Again, I feel like people are misunderstanding the ideal pacing of a battle royale. They had this in the early season, and it literally ruined the game. We had this for the first, like, week and a half, 2 weeks of Season 2, and it ruined the game. You can't just, like, print golds for everybody at all times, but they should be rare, they should be powerful, but as a season progresses, where if you don't have them, you're just, like, super outclassed, it should get easier to obtain them. If that makes sense. Because of this, the gameplay loop on every map is just every team running to the 3 most popular POIs, Hauler, Algae Ponds, Flight Control, and having a team deathmatch in the first 5 minutes of the match because the only meaningful loot is what other players bring in by far. Yeah. Wait, who's even fucking playing Perimeter right now? Like, unless it's Perimeter ranked. Why would you play Perimeter? Unless you want to, like, wipe noobs or something. Also, every map should have an optional main objective, Cryo Vaults, Red Room, Upper Complex. Perimeter and Darsh feel so dead because they have nothing to work towards later season when all the contracts are done. Yeah, I agree. I think it also has a lot to do with the very small scale of maps and the player density. Very difficult to avoid players if you engage in any of the PvE events. Again, this can be addressed by just making, like, gunshots quad. What's up, Holotide? This can be addressed by making gunshots and robot death sounds quieter. Like, Perimeter, you can hear shit going down all the way across the map. Like, if you're in I haven't played in a month, so my callouts are messed up. So, like, if you're shooting at some shit in North Relay and you kill robots, if you're at the what would that be? If you're at the north side of Station, I believe is the callout, you can hear that. And you're like, oh shit, I heard something go on at Station. Let's run a mile down to Station because we heard them all the way over there and we can gank them. Moment you make a sound, you'll have a team rushing towards you from the nearest POI up to wipe you out and create some further space between them and the other teams who might be further away. New maps should absolutely be bigger with more POIs, and existing ones should spawn at least 1 less trio, 2 less duos, and 5 less solo players, so people would not have to wipe half the lobby, just have some safe space around them to do anything else. The problem with this is then you get to the point where you'll never run into other players. I think reducing the amount of dinner bells is the way to go as opposed to making the maps emptier. Because the AI are not very interesting to fight. The AI are like super predictable. Even if you have bullshit gear, if you just have triage and a free kit, you can just fight infinite AI and you'll be fine. I think reducing the amount of people who spawn on a map is not the way to go. I think you should still be able to encounter players, but there should be way less of an audio knowledge advantage in the game. Like, there should be no more dinner bells with, like, exfils. I think what they'll honestly have to do is they got to make every normal exfil on, like, Darsh and Perimeter, they got to make it the silent exfils on Narsh, but you don't need, like, a UE6 credit requirement. Or maybe you do to get the silent exfil, but they need to implement silent exfils on every map. I think. Except for maybe Cryo. Like, if they want to have, like, a high-end PvP map, like Tarkov Labs or something, I think that maybe have louder exfils for that. But, like, give people the option to rat and not have to fight for everything. Our queue is dead / long, didn't place in season start, and player count dropped a lot. Nice to track you. According to Australian players, such as Mylan, it is getting really hard to find matches, especially off-peak hours. Like, they'll just, like, sit in queue forever, and they just don't find one. Problem is that they absolutely fucked up progression in Season 2. Skipped the early progressions. There was no ramping up of gear over the course of the season. Yep, and then they doubly fucked it up. So if you weren't super hardcore sweating in that first week or two, farming up a bunch of gear, you would just be eternally behind with no way to catch up. And then they, like, pulled up the ladder further by reducing Cradle XP progression. Like the rate at which the way they responded to the issues, like it wasn't even just like the launch of season 2 was fucked up. The way they responded to the issues was like very questionable. Like I know there was no good way to address the issue of the first entire week printing like a bajillion gold items, other than of course addressing it way earlier instead of waiting a whole week. There was no good way to do it. A rollback wouldn't be ideal. That would hurt everybody, even the people who didn't abuse it. It would just be really annoying. And then every other issue after that, they addressed relatively quickly, but they did it in the way that harmed the casual players the most, the people who didn't have time to Giga Sweat. Like the Cradle XP progression, like as soon as people like started maxing out the Cradle within like days, they just flat cut the XP for the Cradle while the high-end loot was printing for the sweats. So if you weren't printing that high-end loot and immediately converting it to Cradle XP, you were just punished. And there was no way you were going to be able to catch it. Like stuff like that, just very super questionable. Bungie, if you want Marathon to retain more newer players, you need to make extracting more forgiving and engaging in events less noisy. This was a super big point that I was just harping on. The amount of dinner bells and forced engagement in Marathon is super unforgiving. More unforgiving than Tarkov. Love this game and want it to succeed, but Bungie desperately need to concede on how difficult it is to move around the map stealthily and engage in events. The biggest problem for new players in Marathon IMO is that the game is almost explicitly designed for only one team to make it out alive. Therefore, the extraction rate of newer or less skilled players is going to be abysmal compared to other extraction shooters. Again, there is no option to rat. Everything you try to do, if you try to exfil, it's going to drop players to your location. If you try to hit a keyroom, drop players to your location. It's true. Look at Tarkov, for example. While its gameplay and loot economy are a lot more complex and hardcore than Marathon's, it is still way easier to survive a raid in Tarkov, and it is more common and feasible for multiple teams or solo players to make it out alive with loot. Again, it's just not an option in Marathon. Tarkov extracting is completely silent and only takes about 10 seconds. It takes 8, actually, even less. Unless they changed it. It's always been 8 for as long as I've played it, I'm pretty sure. Simply walk into the extraction zone and a short timer starts until you extract. In Marathon, on the other hand, it takes an entire minute to ready up, projects a giant beam into the sky, and plays a loud noise. Come gank me. For everyone on the whole map to hear, takes 15 seconds of standing in the area to get out. Is completely ridiculous. All the maps are so small that players on the other side of the map can literally hear the extract, sprint over, and kill you before the extract even starts. Yep, this just creates a terrible experience for newer, less skilled players. I'm not surprised that so many give up on the game. In Tarkov, opening a key room is silent. Looting is relatively quiet. Yeah, other than specific interactables like the alarm on reserve, interacting with the map, other events is pretty silent. Yeah, in Tarkov, the loudest aspect of looting is like killing NPCs. Like the NPC scavs, the AI scavs. But even then, like the sound of shooting and killing AI scavs is indistinguishable from like AI scavs just like shooting or whatever. Like the sounds are the same. If in Marathon, if you hear a robot explosion, you're like, okay, there's players killing robots over there. If you just hear shooting in Tarkov, you have no idea if it's like a team fight or if it's an AI just taking pot shots at somebody like fucking 200 meters away, a sniper scav. I mean, I guess you can like hear. I think you can determine whether or not if it, like, for example, on customs, you can hear whether or not it's the sniper scav on top of fucking whatever tower, but you can't really determine where exactly they're shooting. There's like a lot of stuff like that where the information you get doesn't tell you, hey, go right here to kill this guy now. There's way less of that in Tarkov. Marathon, you open a key room, blast an alarm. The entire map can hear. Can't even do a secured resource event, which don't even give very good loot without triggering a siren that in a massive area around you. These kind of alarms that force PvP are not necessary, and all they do is discourage players from doing anything. This is the reason that the meta is to hunt all the other teams, wipe them out ASAP, because if you don't wipe the lobby, then you are going to be instantly hunted by other teams the second you try to interact with anything on the map. Players are going to find each other and seek out PvP from gunshots, visiting POIs alone. You don't need to add artificial means to create more PvP encounters. All this do is alienate newer, less skilled players because they can't do anything without telling the entire lobby where they are. The maps in Marathon are way smaller than in other extraction games. Plenty of PvP is going to happen without the dumb alarms blaring all the time. This is why in the last post I disagreed with removing the amount of teams from the map. Because if you remove the amount of teams from the map, it's just going to feel emptier. Like in Cryo. In Cryo right now, it's possible that you just queue up and there's only like one other team, and it just feels like super empty. I feel like if they just reduced the amount of dinner bells and like made shooting quieter and robots dying quieter, it would be way more forgiving, and there would be way more tension because you would have like less of an idea where everybody on the map is. Overall, Bungie need to fix these two massive issues if they want to retain more players going forward. Extraction needs to take way less time at a bare minimum, especially if we are going to keep the extremely loud sound effect and beam of light extending into the sky. This is an extraction game, not a team deathmatch. It's absolutely fine if multiple teams make it out alive in most raids. Even needs to be silent. They obviously can have sound effects for flavor, but the extremely loud alarms that notify a huge area need to go. Sound of gunfire alone will still alert players in a smaller vicinity. I think that the gunshot sounds in robots are still too loud relative. Like if anybody who like knows the maps and is paying attention, like gunfire and robots exploding are just such a giveaway. That you don't like you can hear shooting and shit from like an entire separate POI. Like if you're in Southern Greenhouse, you can hear shit going down at algae ponds. All the way at algae ponds. The gunshot should be more confusing. Yeah, that's the other thing, is it's really easy to tell the difference between the shooting sounds of the robots and of players. That's another thing. And this will give silencers a purpose, allowing for stealthier gameplay. That could be another interesting thing, is like making silencers actually fucking useful. Like if robot dying sounds weren't so loud, the silencers could be like really strong and important. Key rooms having an alarm is debatable as they give higher tier loot, but at least make the alarm less loud. I think maybe key rooms, if it's a gold key room, it like keep the dinner bell for gold key rooms. I think that would be good. Because if you're taking the risk for a gold key, which like is guaranteed to print like 2 or 3 golds, that could be a fun thing. But like blue and purple keys should not alert literally everyone on the map. Why do blue and purple keys, which give you dog shit like 80% of the time, do a dinner bell? It does not make any sense. And like when you get to the late game, you get to the point where it's like somebody's trying to open like a blue or a purple key, and they just get hounded by like every gold team on the map when they're opening a blue or a purple key because they don't have golds. Like I'd never hit blue or purple keys once I get to the late season because there's no point. It's not worth the time. Maybe scale the noise down for keys with less rarity. Yep. So the rarer the key, the louder the alarm is. I think that would make sense. Like maybe a purple key is an alarm that's heard within the POI. Gold keys should be gold keys make a louder dinner bell sound than purple, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know anything about that. But I think it would be reasonable to say blue keys, no alarm. Purple key, alarm within the POI that you're in. Gold key could be the current dinner bell, where it's like hearable within like 80% of the map. I think that would be super reasonable. And it'd make a lot of sense to make for fun gameplay. My favorite is blue keys with mediocre loot, learning the entire map. It just does not make any sense. Especially as we get to the late season. It's just, aren't golden rooms already in the middle of the map anyway? It depends on the map. I haven't hit all the gold keys, I don't think. But I believe on Perimeter, there's a golden key in South Relay that actually is a pretty defensible position. Like, it's a bit open, but the gold key in South Relay that's like way up in the sky, it's not super central. Hauler, that one is super central. The Hauler key is super central, and it is way easier to get cornered there. In Dire Marsh, one of the gold keys I think is in what is it? Is it AI Uplink? In the AI Uplink basement, that's kind of not in the center of the map. I think I've never given it thought to the location of where the key rooms are. AI in Greenhouse? Yeah, that's not super central. I guess Greenhouse a little bit more so, because people are more likely to go by Greenhouse than they are AI Uplink. If they have to go anywhere, if it's just like I'm just traversing the map, odds are you can go by either. But like there's more stuff along Greenhouse from what I remember. Introducing a simple fix to the specific problem: larger maps. The problem with like larger maps is it adds more dev time. They got to make the maps denser. I don't know if that'll even. Here we go. The problem. Bungie, fix the player counts. Hey guys, I'm new. Wow, this game is so cool. Take your shoes. Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely a problem. The gear scaling, definitely a problem. Pretty funny. It's not the responsibility of the player to make a welcome new player experience. This is the responsibility of the game developer communities. Okay, so here's the thing. So this is true, but this is because everything in the game's design encourages this. There's no reason to not just kill everyone. Because again, it's fucking the meta. It's the best way to play the game is to kill literally everybody and then take all the loot for yourself. There's no reason to not. Like if you're a fully golded out team and you have like the best odds of like if like again this goes back to the power scaling that's present in Marathon. If you're like a fully golded out team with like the best gear possible, you like your odds of dying to of like even a full team of purples is like goes way down because of the way that the gear scaling works. So why would you not just kill everyone? In Tarkov, again, it's way harder to track players. But getting into any engagement in Tarkov, you can just die to some bullshit. Like, again, if some guy just has some bullshit gun, if they just get a lucky shot, you're just instantly dead. And also, there's no way to revive your teammates in Tarkov. So, like, hunting literally every player on the map is less encouraged in Tarkov. The meme is on point? Yeah. Community's propensity for infighting about why the game is dying rather than looking at the issues with the fundamental game designers is astounding. I don't think so. It's just because people like to complain. But yeah, it definitely just comes down to the design of the game. I've said it a bunch of times. I think that what Bungie has done with Marathon, really cool game and concept. Love the art. Love the game. I have no fucking loyalty to Bungie or whatever. If they can't fix the game, I don't fucking care. I will go play other games. Speaking of other games, War Dogs, I'm so excited to play the closed beta on Friday. I am actually so excited to play that game. It's the most excited I've been to play a game since the Server Slam for Marathon. I've not been looking forward to a game this much since when was the Server Slam? Is that February? Like I'm super excited. I cannot wait. Closed beta for early access supporters. Yeah, if you just pre-order the game, you get access to the closed beta. Is that that easy? Take His Shoes is sending me. Yeah, this is a funny meme. It is really good. Oh! I discovered this last night. There's currently somebody, or it could be some people, handing out Reddit Gold to everyone who negatively reviews Marathon. Now, it's not actually Reddit Gold. I just said that as a joke. If you go to the Marathon Steam page, every negative review that was posted recently has a gold award. Which, by the way, if you don't know, you can give away these awards on Steam using, like, every time you buy something on Steam, you get these like Steam points, and you can use these to give people fucking Reddit Chungus awards in their like reviews and comments and stuff. Every negative review posted recently, posted yesterday, gold, gold, gold. Posted today. Love, hate, love. Positive. No gold. Posted today. Lore's so good they stopped adding any after season 1. Negative. Gold. Today. Negative review. Gold. Positive review. No gold. So it's literally every negative review. Let's refresh the Steam page. Okay, they haven't gotten to this guy yet. Look at that. Positive. No gold. Positive. No gold. Positive. No gold. Positive. No gold. Negative. Gold. Negative. 2 golds. Negative gold, negative gold. Oh, this one was a positive. This was a positive gold. Yeah, as we scroll, all the negative reviews, even the top ones, by the way, have way more awards. These are the top reviews for Marathon right now. Negative review, By the way, a lot of like, I'm sure there's like a lot of valid criticisms here. Like, there are valid reasons to negatively review Marathon. This is probably a good one. Like, I think this is a valid negative review. But like, it's just all the negative reviews get fucking review spammed because the whatever like mentally poisoned hate mob is just so obsessed with this game. AI moderations need to. I mean, like, I guess people can complain about that. I think that this is fine. You make one Israel joke. Okay, that one Israel joke was probably crazy if you got auto moderated for it. I'm just saying, bro. But yeah. Yeah, that's about all I have to say for Marathon, I think. That's it for the Reddit review today. r/chart cells, something. Yeah, the Steam chart obsession for Marathon is something to be studied. There's definitely a whole bunch of specimens who are just obsessed with Marathon. That's all they care about. I'm for Marathon. Okay, proud to serve. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to get into politics discussion. Mara, what? That's what I'm saying. We will, by the way, we will be playing Marathon tomorrow. I do want to check it out as somebody who's going to be hardcore burgering out. I'm going to be in the the bottom 30% of players, definitely. Probably going to do a lot of dying. I want to check out the new gun. And yeah, I just want to see how the game has changed in the past month. Presumably not a whole lot, but I would like to post a video about it and give it another shot. Marathon is searched by more people than playing it. Yep, that's true. Also, we will be playing Peak later today in a few hours. How long will that be? It's going to be a while. I might even do a two-parter stream where I take a break. The Top Gun collab with Battlefield 6 tomorrow. Game is going to be free if I want to try it out. I might, if they're going to do like a free week, I might actually do it. Is it actually? Hold on, let me pull up. I tried Battlefield 6 during the like open beta or whatever, and I wasn't a big fan. Hold on, I'm checking out the a lot of negative reviews on Battlefield 6 right now. What is going on? Peak? Yeah, we will be playing Peak later. All right. What is going on with the reviews for Battlefield? Because they do got the... It's not the right tab. They do have the upcoming Top Gun collab tomorrow. So what? Why are these negative? As of... Why did he make this of a 0? As of August 1st, 2026, the developers have started removing large amounts of content from the game. Is this a Destiny reference? Half of the existing game modes and content and challenges associated with those game modes are entirely gone. No more Strike Zone, no more Rush, no more King of the Hill, no more Squad Deathmatch or other small infantry modes. It's all gone. Paid for it 10 months ago, but it's gone. Is that it? They took out most of the game modes? No, where are Hardcore and Rush? They just keep removing all the game modes, removed good game modes, removed all but 3 game modes. What the fuck are they? Why? Why are they doing this? Battlefield 6 always had negative reviews because they're complaining it's not Battlefield 4. I mean, that's true. Why are they doing this, though? Is it because the player count is going down, so they're trying to funnel people, like the remaining people, into a handful of game modes? Let me pull up the Steam DB for Battlefield. What's going on with that? That would be my guess. That would be my presumption. Let's see. Let's also see if there's a drop-off in player count when they started doing this. So they said August 1st. It's gone down a little bit. I don't think it's gone down noticeably, though. So, of course, we got big update. Trickle down to players. That's standard. No. There's matchmaking issues on the small mods. What, there's mods for Battlefield 6? What? The Battle Royale mode was pretty underwhelming. Or average. I mean, I don't know. I tried Battlefield 6 during the free week, and I was just like, this feels like every other modern shooter, just super uninspired. I don't care for Call of Duty and Battlefield anymore. It's just like, it's literally been the same exact game for the past decade. I just don't have a reason to pick it up, you know what I'm saying? Did they remove the game modes or just take them off the front page? I don't know. All these people are complaining about it. If I only ever play TDM, it's now been... I only ever play TDM. It's now been removed. No point in having the game installed now. Do not buy this game. For some reason, the developers keep removing game modes. Battlefield 6 is actually a banger. I mean, I don't know. I gave it a shot. And it's just not for me. War Dogs, however... We already watched the 10 Reasons Not to Buy video. Dude, I'm so excited for this game, man. I cannot wait for Friday. It's going to be so cool. I genuinely cannot wait. This looks super, super sick. Sick nasty. This looks super dope. Oh my goodness. 3-team tactical warfare. It's going to be a throwback to Arma. There's going to be an economy. Ugh, bro. I can't wait. It's going to be dope as shit. It's going to be the new hotness. I think they hit like 1 million Steam wishlist now. Comes out next Friday. There's 2 weeks. Yeah, but there's a closed beta on Friday. Predator's live right now, which grants guaranteed access to the closed beta on the 21st of August. So it's playable this Friday. I know it's not coming out, but I want to play it. Also, September 10th is not 2 weeks away. That's what's that? 3 weeks away. I don't know if they're gonna do another. Maybe I'd imagine they'd probably do like an open beta after the closed beta. When does the beta open? I have no idea. I thought the open beta is on the 29th. So this is the closed beta. Yo, Hero! Thank you for the resub, goat. Thank you, goat. My goat. I'm guessing if they've done like a closed alpha and now closed beta, I'm guessing they're going to do an open beta at some point during the next 3 weeks until it releases. That's my guess. It would only make sense if they did. I'm buying the game now. Yeah, I mean, also, here's the other thing. If you guys didn't know, if you look at Steam's refund policy, gameplay during a beta does not count. So if you play it and you just don't like it, or if you just wanted to play it for the closed beta, but you didn't want to spend the money yet, you can just refund it. Look at the Steam refund policy. I'm not capping. It's real shit. Wait, hold on. Do I have it? I think I took a screenshot the other day. Hold on one sec. I might have it. Let me see. Screenshots. Yeah, right here. Refunds on titles purchased prior to release date. When you purchase the title on Steam prior to the release date, the 2-hour playtime limit for refunds will apply, except for beta testing. So you could play it literally all weekend and then still refund it. So there you go. They're very confident for their game. Well, I mean, based on everything they said, there's not going to be a whole lot of content updates for probably like a year or so, because the point of the early access release is going to be like ironing out the meta and making sure the game's like fun to play. Like they want to establish the good gameplay loop before they start building on top of it. But overall, like, oh God, I'm just so excited for this game, man. It just looks so dope. I don't know. I don't think it's milsim slop. I disagree. Because it's not supposed to be like super milsimmy. Like the reasons that I liked Arma, I didn't get super deep into the milsim type modes. I liked a lot of like Arma 3 Life, just bullshitting around in that game. That was fun. I played a little bit of the King of the Hill mode, but the King of the Hill mode is not really milsim sloppy, which is what this game is based off of. This is like a fleshed out Arma 3 King of the Hill. There's 3 teams, and you fight for control of the center of the map. It literally is milsim. That's not bad. That's what it is. Kinda. It's not as milsimmy as like Arma is though. Like like it's like there's hit marker sounds. There's like UI elements when you kill players with like a money thing. It's a little milsimmy, but I wouldn't classify it as super milsim. Let me see if I can pull up some gameplay. Let me pull it real quick. It's between Battlefield and Arma. Yeah, and here's the thing. I would not... Holy loud. I would not consider Battlefield a milsim. Sounds like PlanetSide 2. It is a bit like PlanetSide 2, yeah. I thought PlanetSide 2 was really cool in concept. It was just like too pay to win for me. I never got super into it. Well, you can see there's still a UI. There's like a kill feed. What's up, Tay? There's a kill feed. You have a mini map. So I wouldn't really consider this a super true milsim for sure. It's more milsimmy than Battlefield for sure, but Battlefield is not very milsimmy in the first place. Let me see if we can get to a place with combat. This game does look really cool as well. They said this is on Unreal Engine, but it's like a modified Unreal Engine. And it doesn't look super glossy, over the top, realistic. Whether there's tanks, soldiers, military jeeps, fine or like it, but it's like just looks like a Battlefield game mode to me. Also, what Battlefield isn't a milsim. Yeah, Battlefield is not a milsim. Have like a game being set in the modern era where you have guns and vehicles does not make it a milsim. Milsim stands for military simulation, which generally refers to games that explore beyond just gun combat. They explore more of like medicine, the types of ammo you go into, which this game does have like types of ammo. But yeah, Battlefield's an arcade FPS. Yeah, Battlefield, you like pick your loadout, you drop in, and that's about the extent of it. This game is a little bit milsimmy. Yeah. But there's not, you don't have to like fucking polish the latrine. You don't have to fucking do vehicle maintenance. You don't have to change your tank's oil. You don't have to do shit like that. Arma gets very milsimmy. You have to like maintain your vehicle and like do crazy shit like that, depending on the game mode, right? Check out Fragmentary Protocol trailer. Fuck is that? Hold on. Is that the new BSG game? Is that the new Battlefield? Battlefield. Yeah, no. Oh, did you mean Fragmentary Order? I'm not really interested. Like, it's gonna be another BSG game. Also, this is not gonna be playable for like probably at least a year or two. I'm not. I think it's like I'll wait until there's like some gameplay for it, but I'm not super into what I've seen so far. Game looks fun, but the visuals look kind of boring to me, if I'm honest. I feel like the animations are a bit Call of Duty-y a little bit sometimes, like this tactical sprint. But I'd say overall, compared to Call of Duty, like you don't like climb up your gun, like swing your arms all around. I feel like it's a lot more grounded in, like when I see this gameplay, I get more vibes of like Arma or DayZ than I do like a Battlefield or Call of Duty. That's one of the things that I'm most interested in here.
What happened to that?
That was my fault. My bad, side thanks.
Can we like get some actual like gameplay where he's killing people?
Flo's dead up there. He crashed.
See, there's like waypoints and stuff. That's not super milsim. What's after kind of caster? 70 streams is crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, Abel and Cytex, can y'all?
Does he kill anybody in this video?
If you want to drop that fucking bird.
Here goes to the hot zone.
I think he kills somebody like right around here.
One behind this tree on red ping. One behind this tree on red ping. I lit him up. Got him.
There you go. See, kill confirmed. And like when he shot him, there's like a sound effect. In milsim games, it's really not like that. Like I'd say Tarkov is more milsim than this game. Definitely, I'd say Tarkov is more milsim than this game is. Again, I just wish the game had a more catered solos mode. Are you talking about this game or Marathon? Why is there a Chinese New York mayor video? Why not?
你好，我的名字是 Mayor Zoran Mamdani。
我的名字是 Mayor Zoran Mamdani。
我不知道中文，可
我不知道中文. That means he said that he just said I don't know Chinese, so he's probably reading this off a teleprompter. He's a faker. 我会骗你讲中文，我知道马马虎虎中文。我的中文是马马虎虎。I was looking at new games. I think I found one that looks cool, but I don't know if it's fake. What is it, Asher? You can recommend it. This must be AI. No, it's not.
是我想试一
He's just
下。
reading off a
纽约
teleprompter.
市政府将免费送出
We're not going to get into politics talk though. I wanted to check out this video. Why do streamers hate Big Walk? 7.1 thousand views a day ago. This guy's like first channel that's like getting traction in the algorithm is my understanding of it. Oh, it's a second video. Inacopia, the indie horror game that YouTube somehow missed. Why do streamers hate Big Walk? I was really interested when I saw this video because I'm a streamer and I actually really liked Big Walk. But you can tell by the thumbnail, he's probably talking about large streamers like Jinxie or fuck is this guy's name? Joe Bartzatoli, something like that. I don't remember this guy's name. Joe and Jinxie. I didn't watch them play Big Walk, but I guess they must have not liked it. Let's hear them out. Holy loud, I'm sorry.
Big Walk has been out for less than 2 weeks, and somehow Big Walk has been out for less than 2 weeks, and somehow it already has one of the strangest reputations of any game released this year. The reviews are glowing, and they sold over 1.
I love the shit out of this game. Again, we played this all the way through with Chloe and Astra. Super fun game. I loved it. I think that it's a gorgeous game, playing it on max settings. Gorgeous game. The lighting's great. The puzzles were challenging, and as somebody who hasn't played a lot of Friend Slop, I thought it was a very, very solid game. I think that like having the interactions with Chloe and Astra was fun. It like, I don't know. Because I haven't played a whole lot of Friend Slop games, I can't really articulate why perhaps maybe Jinxie or Joe didn't like it as much as they might like Peak, for example. But I felt like the interactions that the puzzles fostered was good. He's talking shit about us, isn't he? I'm literally not!
Million copies in the first week alone. But then you watch people stream it.
All the way up there is another area with 5 slots to put shit and another key.
I don't think that...
We're gonna be here for 15 hours.
So, no one's having fun?
So he doesn't seem too excited about the challenges. So maybe he just like didn't like maybe it's like the pacing of the game. Because the pacing of Big Walk is a little bit kind of slow. Because you're kind of just like dropped in. It's just a test of your friend group. Yeah, Big Walk, it kind of just like drops you in. There's no tutorial or anything. The starting area kind of like tells you like what buttons to hit. But outside of that, it's just like go and explore. And then it lets you figure it out, which I thought was really cool. Puzzles slightly redundant, but yeah, it was fun to just chill with the homies. Yeah, some of the puzzles were like kind of basic. They didn't have too much like I would say the majority of the puzzles were not too complex. The biggest challenge with a lot of the puzzles was just coordinating with your friends to solve them. A lot of the puzzles just came down to testing if you were able to coordinate well enough and communicate the information effectively, because they would isolate. Like a lot of it is just like isolating information from that only one person can see, and then like figuring out a way to convey that information to the other person who can't see it. That's what most of the puzzles were. I'm not a huge puzzle gamer, and I don't really like puzzles too much, and I thought it was an okay enough challenge. I thought it was engaging. I thought it was fun.
But me? Nobody?
Okay, am I having fun? Yeah. Am I having enough fun that I want to go do 5 more puzzles that are down at the bottom of the mountain and then have to carry them all the way up to then unlock a key to go to another area to do the same thing, but probably
it's about the fucking journey, man.
Yeah, like, is he just like playing the game to just try and get through it, or is he like talking with the people he's played with? I don't know. Like, I didn't watch this stream, and I don't watch Joe. I watch a little bit of Jinxie. Like, I'll tune into his stream from time to time because I think Jinxie is generally pretty funny. He's got a great content brand, I think, Jinxie. I don't really watch Joe at all. He just wants the reward. So he's just like trying to get through it, you think? I don't know like who he's playing with. Maybe he just didn't have the correct friend group to really enjoy it. I'm not too sure.
Oh wait, hold up. I think my game's oh my god, wait. I think my game's like it.
But is he is he fucking refunding it on stream?
Like, I don't even like. Oh, have as you did it? Okay. Reason it's not fun. Yeah. Also, that.
Why? Why is he going through the trouble to like make content out of refunding it? Millionaire refunding a tiny bit of money. Yeah, he's like a multi-millionaire. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's for content, right? It's all for content. Is it that good of content to fucking refund? I mean, maybe he just thought Big Game was just like an outright bad game. I don't know. I don't know. We'll hear out this video, but I feel like maybe his genuine opinion was that it was just not a good game, and he just did not enjoy it at all. And like that it was just turning into content, obviously. But refunding it in this way is a little bit disrespectful.
That game is just overpriced.
It was like $15. What do you mean overpriced? Like, I think that for the amount of gameplay we got out of it, as a game, I mean, it depends. Like, we didn't like fully complete it. We didn't 100% it. But as a game that's like sold as an experience, as like a piecemeal thing, like think of like a story mode type game. I've bought indie games that were meant to be played like once through. And like, I wasn't upset about the amount of hours that I got out of it because I thought it was worth the price of admission for the experience. Like, people will spend regularly more than $20 to go to the movie and get snacks and all that shit. And that lasts them 2 hours. Big Walk, I think we almost got like 10 hours out of it. We didn't even 100% it. And it was only $15. I think there's a world where we just try hard every puzzle and it's the worst game ever made. I mean, I guess. I think I am a bit guilty for that. I think that, Chloe, I think you and Astra, mostly Astra adding unnecessary friction, was what made that a more interesting, fun time, I think. I think definitely, like, having somebody in the group who did a little bit of sabotage for the fun of it, I think that would add to the experience. I don't know. Let's hear him out. Jinxie's net worth is estimated between 3 million and 5 million. By the way, this celebrity net worth stuff isn't super reliable. And also, net worth does not equate to like actual cash reserves. But let's keep it a buck. It's a $15 game, and Jinxie definitely makes 6 figures a month. Okay, the net worth does not matter. He's making more than enough income to. He didn't have to refund it to like make content. I know it was just for content or whatever, but it is a little bit disrespectful.
Charles, would you file this under your type of game?
Not really. Not my kind of friend slop. What about you? Is this your kind of game?
It's cute. Like, I'm enjoying it. But...
Yeah, it's cute. It's just, I don't know. When I do friend slop, I like the chaos and the fast pace.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And suddenly you'd think we're talking about a
I
completely
think Charlie needed a goblin on his team that just tried to fuck with him.
different game. Some creators are getting bored with it.
Or in my net worth is probably 30,000 US. I'll never be able to get those 30,000. So yeah, net worth isn't really valid. Yeah. Like Elon Musk. So here's the thing. Like, Elon Musk became the world's first trillion. We're not going to get into politics. He became the quote unquote world's first trillionaire. If he hypothetically sold all of his shares that he owns at the current market price, which is literally impossible, it would be more likely that you could liquidate your assets for 30K than Elon Musk could liquidate his assets for $1 trillion.
Just the open.
They're just saying like relative of wide net worth is not like a reliable metric. I'm not saying that Elon Musk isn't fucking ridiculously over the top with it. I'm just saying, like, as far as like a metric that's worthy of like using as reference.
Hours of the game, and others are questioning what they're even supposed to be doing. You have entire groups discussing whether or not they should refund the game. So what's happening? I don't think the answer is that streamers just have bad taste. I think the divide comes from something a lot more interesting.
This is a crazy freeze frame.
But first, we need to talk about what Big Walk even is.
Big Walk? Yeah, definitely. Big Walk is a much more experiential game than it is. Like, there's no flashy gameplay to Big Walk. The mechanics are very simple. The flashiest aspects of Big Walk are like the lighting and physics. There's really no flashiness to it. It all just kind of comes down to the friends that you play it with, and that's about it.
Big Walk is the newest game from House, the Aussie developers behind Untitled Goose Game. You and your friends arrive on a huge island filled with landmarks and puzzles, and then you're left mostly alone. There's no giant arrow floating above your head, there's no quest log filled with 35 objectives, nothing immediately explains where you're supposed to go. You explore, eventually you discover something interesting, and if you're lucky, you figure out what you're supposed to do with it. But calling Big Walk a puzzle game doesn't quite explain why people like it, because a huge portion of the experience happens between the puzzles. You're walking somewhere. It's in the name of the game. You're talking, you're screwing around with an object you found, you lose somebody, and you hear your friend screaming from halfway across the island.
Yeah, maybe that could be it, because the game, I just said that the game just kind of like drops you in the world. You get a light tutorial where it doesn't actually tell you anything. You like look at the walls and it says, hey, these are keys you press and here's how you interact with the world. But it doesn't tell you what to do. It tells you here's how to play. What you do, you got to figure it out. That's kind of it. Like, I don't think it's the kind of game where you'll get the burnt peanut going all in on blackjack and losing to make his friends losing and flip out in Discord. Yeah, it's a lot more low key where, yeah, a lot of the entertainment aspect it kind of does just boil down to who you're playing it with.
And eventually you realize you spent 20 minutes accomplishing absolutely
And if
nothing.
they can match the vibe of the game too. Like, I can see that, again, I only watch Jinxie periodically. I don't really know his vibe when it comes to like these sort of friend slap type games. But if your whole thing is like you just want to get like a group of big streamers and you just want to like content farm, like screaming, oh, fucking whatever, he flew off the side of the mountain on peak. There's not really a whole lot of stuff like that.
For people who love this game, that's not 20 minutes wasted. That's probably the part they're going to remember the most. Which brings me to my main argument. Big Walk isn't meant for streamers. This game is meant for friends. Now, what do I mean by that? Streamers are friends, right? Obviously, I'm not saying these streamers secretly hate each other. Some of them are genuinely close. But there's another layer to these relationships that you and your friends...
Yeah, when you're... Okay, if you're a big streamer, this doesn't really apply to me. At my absolute peak in Marathon, not counting when I got to the front page or the first day of Season 2, not counting either of those, I averaged, I think, right around 120, 150 average concurrent viewers. And even then, I was not making, like, enough from AdSense. I was not making, like, just counting, I say AdSense, Twitch doesn't have AdSense, just from advertisements, I'm not making like a huge meaningful amount of income. A lot of what I make streaming specifically, comes from like you guys supporting very generously with bits and subs. That's most quote unquote small streamers. That's what most of their income comes from. Big streamers like this, they have to keep the content rolling because even if they never got any subscriptions or any bits or anything like that, the amount that you get paid from advertisements on Twitch, if you have a large viewership, is crazy. If you, like, just from ads, if you get over 10,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch, you're making a crazy amount of money. I think Jinxie probably gets like 20, 30,000 every stream. Like, even if they never got any paid subs, any bit contributions, they're doing really well. So, and in order to get to that point, your brain has to always be churning and figuring out what the most effective way to keep the most people in your audience entertained as possible so they don't click off. That's what I'm trying to say by bringing up these stats or whatever. Oh, hold up. Oh, we'll see you in 30 minutes, Astra. No dice today. What was I yapping about? But yeah, so I think from that aspect, I can kind of understand why like Jinxie or Joe might be like, maybe they would enjoy this game if they played it off stream with like close friends. Maybe they would, but right now while they're live, their sole goal is to keep this audience entertained and like the entertainment flowing.
Friends probably don't have. They're also co-workers. When four streamers get together to play the newest multiplayer release, they're not necessarily getting online because it's a Friday night and they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
They're making content. Everyone is live. They have their own audience. There's
like right now, I think during Big Walk, I maybe averaged between 20 and 30 viewers. I'm not playing Big Walk for the money, dude. Why am I always watching negative video? This is not a negative video. This is an analysis video. But like, as I was about to say, when I'm playing Big Walk, I got about 20 to 30 average viewers. I'm not playing it for the money at that point. The video I turned the Big Walk gameplay into performed like doo-doo poo-poo. It did not perform well. The point of us playing that was like to keep the regulars around here who do enjoy us yapping and hanging out. They liked the gameplay, but I'm not doing it for the money. Like, I genuinely enjoyed playing the game with Chloe and Astra. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Money involved and there's expectations.
But again, if you're like one of these big streamers and you're live, your goal is to keep the content rolling.
At some point, somebody probably has another stream, video, sponsor, event, or another game they need to get to. And that completely changes the atmosphere because Big Walk is designed around the assumption that you actually enjoy doing nothing with the people you're playing with. Think about your closest friends. You can sit in somebody's room for 3 hours and accomplish absolutely nothing. Nobody needs to organize an activity. One person's looking at their phone. Somebody's telling a story. You're arguing about something stupid. Maybe you're not even talking. And yet somehow you still had a good time because you're with your friends. This is the exact type of relationship Big Walk is trying to simulate. Now replace that situation with 4 content creators who scheduled a collaboration because a new multiplayer game released. Suddenly, doing nothing feels very different. There's an audience waiting. There's a reason everyone logged on. You're supposed to be doing something. So when Big Walk gives that group a giant stretch of countryside and says, go wander around for a while, the natural response becomes, okay, but where are we going? And I think that's why this game can expose group chemistry very quickly. House House describes Big Walk as a game about hanging out with your...
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just said, I feel like my mentality playing Big Walk was a lot more progress oriented. I think if I played with 2 other people who were just like clones of myself, I probably wouldn't have had fun with the game. Like if it was just 3 people trying to complete the game as fast as possible, probably wouldn't have had fun with the game. I think that like you have to have a little bit of like mismatch in the personalities and like something to work with, and it's beyond just like we have to complete the game. Like a little bit of jest, a little bit of whimsy to have in there, yeah. And I'm not saying that like I can't be whimsical, but when I was playing that game, I did do a little bit of sabotage fun, a little bit, but generally I was a lot more progress oriented. But I think like Astra, for example, made that way more fun to play.
Your friends, that wording.
Chloe
matters,
as well,
because the game relies.
Like the only short I uploaded with Big Walk was fucking Chloe throwing Astra off the roof with the chair. That was awesome. Yo, Big Janks, thank you for the 5-month resub. Thank you so much for the support. Holy shit, you got the early founder badge. Crazy, bro.
On a type of social interaction that can't really be manufactured by the mechanics. The developers can give you proximity chat and separate your group. They can give you binoculars, megaphones, and strange objects to play with. They can create situations where something funny might happen, but they can't make you enjoy talking to the other person standing next to you. That's your job. And when you're playing with people you've known for years, this isn't much of an ask. The game can disappear into the background. You're not thinking, is this section entertaining? You're having a conversation while moving through it. But when the primary reason everyone is together is to create a stream, the game can't disappear. It needs to provide material, and Big Walk isn't always interested in doing that. For instance, one of the quote-unquote puzzles in the game involves you locking yourself in a room with a 5-minute countdown timer. There is no puzzle. You just sit around and wait for the timer to reach 0, and then you...
Yeah, I think as like somebody who streamed the game and did not play with friends that I had known for like years, I think that puzzle was probably... Like, I'm not saying that like that puzzle was like not enjoyable because Astra and Chloe, but like I think that maybe like if I wasn't streaming and I was playing with like longer term friends, that puzzle specifically where there was like literally nothing to do but like talk, that probably would have been way more enjoyable if it was just like me and like friends I've known since like fucking high school, middle school. I think that there is a point to be had there. Like I think like overall, like my enjoyment of the game might have gone up if I wasn't streaming it at all and I played with like longer term friends. He hates talking to us. Chloe, that is not what I said. You fucking know it. Shut up.
Get your
Stop.
orb and you can move on. When me and my friend played this was completely fine. For 5 minutes, we just talked and had a good time. But for streamers, 5 minutes of nothing is an absolute nightmare. You can assemble a group containing some of the funniest creators on the internet and still end up with a boring stream of Big Walk, because individual entertainment value isn't what the game needs. It needs chemistry. Over the last few years, multiplayer games have discovered an incredibly successful formula. Make something relatively inexpensive, let a bunch of friends play together, add proximity chat, give everybody ridiculous physics, create situations where players accidentally kill each other, and let TikTok do the rest. Lethal Company, Content Warning, Repo, Peak. You can call these games whatever you want, but the internet eventually settled on one particularly beautiful term. Friend slop. And considering you can buy this game bundled with Peak,
we're going to be playing Peak in a little bit, by the way. I've never played Peak. I never really played any of the other big friend slop games either. So I think playing that after playing Big Walk, I think should be interesting to see how my perspective on friend slop as a genre has changed, having not played like Peak and Lethal Company, whatever. But in playing Big Walk first.
Expectations are you're going to get a game pretty similar to Peak, which is not the case at all. But most of these games understand something very important. Your friends provide the comedy while the game provides the conflict. In Lethal Company, your friend screaming is funny because something is trying to kill him. In Peak, your friend falling is funny because you spent 20 minutes climbing and now he's completely screwed. The mechanics constantly manufacture situations for the group. Big Walk takes away a lot of that structure. It hands you the ingredients, but it doesn't always cook the meal for you. And if you're accustomed to games constantly generating generating funny scenarios, Big Walk can initially feel empty. When you put 5 streamers in lethal company, the game can manufacture comedy for them. Some sort of monster appears, someone panics, another person locks a door, everyone's screaming, and that's your moment. Big Walk might give those same 5 people a dirt road, and suddenly the game is relying on a completely different skill. That's why I don't think Big Walk was ever perfectly designed for the modern streamer ecosystem, even though it looks like it could be. It has all the ingredients: proximity chat, large multiplayer groups, funny looking characters, physics, communication, puzzles. It's practically begging to become a giant Twitch game. But underneath all of that is a game built around an incredibly private idea: spending time with people even when there's nothing to do. And that's difficult to recreate when spending.
Is there another game that's sort of comparable to Big Walk in that respect? Because the genre that Big Walk falls into is closest the friend slop genre, but as he's explaining, it kind of forces you and your friends to make the fun more than like Peak or Lethal Company kind of hands it to you. Death Stranding. I've never played Death Stranding, but from everything I've heard, that's probably a good comparison. Do you think it's like Death Stranding but with friends? And you talk to each other? Like a walking sim where you talk with your friends. Deadlock when you're waiting in a 10-minute queue.
Time together is
Minecraft if you don't build stuff. Okay, what are you doing in Minecraft if you're not building stuff? What
also
are you
your
doing?
job.
What do you
Maybe
mean?
the funniest irony
It's a whole game!
surrounding Big Walk is that a game seemingly built perfectly for streamers might actually work better when nobody is watching. But I also don't like the response I've seen where everyone...
That's actually true. That's actually very true. Like, I think that like if I said, like if you like if this was just like a surface for just like chatting with your friends, like if it was just like longtime people, it's not being streamed live. It's just like people you've known like forever. You could get pretty personal in this game, I think, because it is just so laid back and the pacing is so slow.
Actually work better when nobody is watching. But I also don't like the response I've seen where everyone who dislikes Big Walk supposedly just doesn't understand it. There are completely legitimate reasons why somebody could dislike this game. The puzzles could be more complex, traveling between locations does take a while, some players need stronger progression to stay engaged, others simply don't enjoy exploration without a clear objective, and saying, well, you're supposed to make your own fun, doesn't automatically excuse everything. You could use that argument to defend an empty parking lot. At some point, the game has to contribute too, and I think where people disagree over is whether or not Big Walk contributes enough. For some players, the communication system, environments, puzzles, and toys give them exactly enough material to create memorable situations. Others just see long stretches where the game isn't offering anything mechanically interesting, and both experiences can be genuine. That's why I don't think the question is really whether Big Walk is good, it's whether you're the type of player that its design works on. So why do some streamers seem to hate Big Walk while the people reviewing it seem to adore it? I don't think there's one definitive answer. Some probably expected a different type of game, some just want more mechanical depth, and some...
Yeah, like if you walk, like if your only exposure to friend, it's fucking you. If you're just like, if you liked the friend slop just because it was like, oh, funny with friends, throw off side of the edge of the mountain. If that's like your whole engagement with friend slop and like the genre of playing games with your friends, I can see that. I can see that.
Groups simply don't mesh well together with what House is trying to create. But I think the biggest reason comes to downtime. Most games treat downtime as something that needs to be eliminated. Big Walk treats it as an opportunity, and streaming makes that distinction even more dramatic. When you're broadcasting to thousands of people, 5 minutes without obvious progression can feel uncomfortable, and when you're hanging out privately with friends, those same 5 minutes might produce the funniest conversation of the night. Neither reaction proves the other person is wrong, they're approaching the experience with completely different expectations. And that's why I think the divide surrounding Big Walk is actually more interesting than whether the game deserves an 8, 9, or a 10. Because House made a multiplayer game where the most important mechanic isn't climbing, shooting, surviving, or even solving puzzles. It's conversation. Big Walk gives you somewhere to go while you talk. That's basically the entire pitch, and when you think about it, that's exactly what going on a walk with somebody is. Nobody asks their friends to go for a walk because the walking itself is incredibly entertaining. You're not halfway through thinking, holy shit, this walking gameplay is insane. You go because you're spending time with somebody. Maybe you take the wrong path, and maybe you...
It kind of the same principle, like this game you have to play it with friends, but like just going on a hike, like not even for the physical exercise of it, just like going on a hike, just be outside and the experience of the nature. Like that, I commented on this a lot. Like when we first started playing it, it's like, man, this game makes me want to go on a hike because just like the way it's set up and the scenery and stuff just feels like a really good hike. I would count Friend Slop as sub $20 and would last about a week or less. I mean, that's kind of what happened with Big Walk, right? It was like $15 Lasts about 10 hours.
Stop somewhere, maybe something weird happens, but the destination was never really where you went. And that's where I think Big Walk either clicks or completely falls apart. If you're
Yeah, the achievement, like, there's really no story to Big Walk. There's like puzzles and red gourds, and you put the red gourds, and we didn't 100% it. We still don't know what the green thing was with that had like 12 gourd slots. We still don't know what that was. Maybe there's more to the story with the like red bells or whatever. But the story was sort of like ancillary. That's a big word that I just pulled out of my ass that I don't know what it means. The story is sort of like secondary, if there even is one, to like just the gameplay of you're having fun exploring with your friends and trying to figure out what's going on.
waiting for the game to entertain you, you might spend the experience wondering when something is finally going to happen. But if you stop treating the empty spaces as something that needs to be filled, you realize something already is happening. You're hanging out with your friends, and for some people, that's enough. For others, apparently Steam has a pretty generous refund policy.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Hey, I've refunded games that I only played a little bit. I just generally don't do that on stream for content because I feel like it's pretty disrespectful. But I mean, you know, to each their own. I'm not. I try not to be like content police all the time. Yeah, maybe I should go harder on it because I feel like refunding a game on stream in the way that Jinxie did, I think, is pretty harmful to like indie developers. I think I should have a harder stance on that for sure. But generally, so long as a type of content isn't harmful, I'm kind of like whatever. Like the who is it? When we were reviewing the couple of marathon videos that came out, one of them was the Nerd Slayer Studios Death of a Game video, and then there was another one by that other guy that was just like quirky Chungus, funny quips and whatever. I had way less of an issue with the quirky Chungus clips because it's just like whatever. It's just not my type of content. I don't think it's ultimately that harmful. Issue with streamers, they aren't friends with most, so it's hard to naturally make the fun. Well, I mean, he talked about it in the
Big Walk has been out for.
He talked about it in here. Like, I'd believe that Jinxie and like Joe Bartoli probably could be friends. I don't know if they played with each other, but like streamers can and are friends with each other. But a lot of like when money is involved with anything. When you get to the top of the ladder with any sort of field where money's involved, the money is going to come above like friendships and relationships. And that's where you get like streamer drama and shit like that. And like I don't see like I can understand like streamer drama or whatever, like, oh, this streamer doesn't like other streamer, because it's just like at the end of the day it's just like business. I don't like if this does continue to grow. And like I do make relationships and connections with other people who stream or play games or whatever. Like I don't take it as a slight if like somebody doesn't want to play a game with me or whatever. Because like at the end of the day, it's business, right? I'm not like hurt that somebody doesn't want to collab or whatever. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe they don't love my content. Maybe they think if they play with me, they couldn't get as many views. And that's fine. At the end of the day, you got to make your bread, right? But like when you do get to that top of the ladder, servicing the money aspect and like. If you realize that you're not going to be able to entertain your audience playing this game, I can see why they might just bail. Even though otherwise, in another scenario situation, they probably would genuinely enjoy the game. It's just the setting is different if they're playing it on stream. Pardon me. All right. That was good. That was a neat video. Let me, let's peruse the YouTube recommendations here real quick for a little bit here. Hold on. Let me check. What time are we going to be playing Peak? This might be a two-parter stream. Let me see. When is this? Yeah, that is 4 hours away. So this might be a two-parter stream. But we'll play Peak later. Playing Peak today? Yes, in 4 hours. That's why I'm saying this might be a two-parter. I would like to play, like, we can watch like a couple more videos, and I would like to play War Dog's logistics video, running logistics to the front line. That's why I say this game is a little bit milsim-y. Like, there's a little bit of milsim aspect to it, but it's not to the degree of like an Arma or whatever. Like, I'd say it's less milsim than Tarkov, even though there's like logistics elements to it. Big Walk sold 1 million units, probably earning $5 on every full price unit. Apparently, there's an indie developer, had like a 2-hour game, so people just played and refund it. I saw that, Hanag. So I feel like that is gross or whatever. That like people made like a meme of it, a joke of it or whatever. But the way that they talked on Twitter about how Steam should change their refund policy is not great. I don't know. I don't know the best way to resolve that, but I think that Steam should keep their generous refund policy. Here's the other thing. If somebody wanted to get and play your game for free, they can already do that. There's already, like, there's fucking hundreds of websites they can download your game for free anyways. If somebody's going to buy it, play it all the way through, genuinely enjoy it, and still refund it, they probably would have just pirated it. So like, if they're doing it for a meme or whatever, you should just kind of take it on the chin, right? Piracy. Yeah, like, you're acting like it's significantly more difficult to just fucking go on one of the designated pirate websites and just fucking download your shit. I think the Steam refund policy should stay but allow completion achievements to lock the game from refund. Well, then you're gonna... Okay, no. Big Jinx. Then you're gonna run into an issue where AAA devs are gonna put quote-unquote completion achievements like after the tutorial or something. You can't do that. Again, I demand you to leave the multi-million-dollar indie studio who took government funding on their first indie game alone. LaMicronaut. My point of Jinxie refunding the game on stream was not that, like, the developers of Big Walk are like starving indie developers or whatever, but it's just like kind of disrespectful to the developers of the game. That's not the point. Wasn't like, oh, this like harms indie developers as a whole, but it like does encourage, like he does have a generally younger audience, I would assume, and like encouraging them to like refund games like that for like content or whatever, probably not a good thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like super hard on it. Like, if you refund like Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever, I think it's kind of fucking whatever. But like, if you're playing like a genuinely small game and you got like content out of it on stream, like if you played a game for content on stream, even though Jinxie ended up not liking it and like not playing it all the way through or whatever, he made more than $15 for sure. Does Big Walk have a demo? I don't think so. But like he certainly made more than $15 in the, I think, what did it say? He had 58 minutes on the game. In those 58 minutes, he made hundreds of dollars easily, at least 100, just from ads. So it just feels like classless and probably not a positive thing to promote to your audience type shit. Can you say the M word? I should probably turn on the M word filter on Twitch again because we're not discussing it. Let's see. Here. You may no longer say the M word. It is now blacklisted again. Alright, let me see. I think I'm gonna hit a potty break. I kinda gotta go pee-pee. Let me see. What should we play? Chat, do we have any recommendations? Wait, Chloe! Oh, Chloe, you're able to say it because you're a moderator. You're only able to say it because you're a mod. Let me see. Does anybody have game recommendations? I don't know. I don't really want to do Bistro on streaming. I think Bistro is a really good game. I don't think it's great for stream, though. Is there any good new releases today? Does anybody know? Any cozy type games, maybe? Balatro? Do you want to know something crazy? Hold on. Balatro was released almost 3 years ago. It's been almost 3 years since Balatro came out. Let that sink in. Balatro is goated? It is. But it's hard to believe it's been almost 3 years since it came out. No, stop. Bro, when I saw it, I think it was like the other month, I was like, man, Balatro's such a good game. And then I looked up when it came out and like, holy shit, it's been more than 2 years. How is that possible? It felt like it came out like late last year. Yo, Zingy Game, we're playing Marathon tomorrow. Should play American Truck Simulator. That would be fun. I might consider that. Maybe another time. You know, I'm gonna make. Hold on. What should we do? How should we do this? Because I don't want to call it just yet, but I think we're gonna do a 2-parter stream. Because I would like to crank out an upload before we play Peak. Still play Balatro every day on my lunch break. That's some commitment. Is it on mobile now? You want a cozy game you can play League Ranked? Honestly, fuck it, we should. Are we down for that? Yo, hold on. I'll BRB. I gotta take a quick bathroom break. Was it? All right. On my bathroom break, I've decided what we're going to do. I'll play one game of League, and then we're going to call it, and we'll be back in, what would that be, 1 p.m. Pacific? And we're going to play Peak. We're going to play Peak at 1 p.m. Pacific. Let me go and log in here. Let's see. Over here. Have I seen Agefield High? No, I don't know what that is. What is that? Explain. What are you talking about? It's like Bully. Did I see? I think I might have seen that actually. Hold on. Yo, Tay, peace out, buddy. See you around. Let me see. I think I might have seen that. What is it called? The Agefield? Oh, yeah. Oh, all reviews mostly negative. Yeah, we're probably not playing this. This game just isn't good. That's a reassuring review. The lore is worse than the average porn. Okay, we're not playing this game. Would it be fun to play ironically? Hold on, let me show it on screen. Would this be a fun game to play ironically? Does anybody know? Look at that, mostly negative, which is crazy. From this screenshot, it looks like it might be shitty and fun to play. I don't know what the hate is about. I don't know. Everybody is hating this game. Mostly negative is an insane rating to hit. Game looks very unfinished. Game mechanics are weird and character animations too weak. Try and fail to be Bully. I don't know. Probably not. I'm going to say it's a no. Blurb is literally going to find fun on stream. Bruh. Okay. Let me see. We're going to play one game of League here real quick. Let me... Okay. All right. What are we thinking? You may... Okay, Sabita, you are not allowed to say the M word if we're not talking about it. If we're talking about it, you can say it. Also, we're going to be playing it tomorrow. So I'll lift the filter then. I just don't want this stream to become a fucking marathon chat room. That's the big thing. Rofin at the River Nami live on air? I don't really like playing Nami. Who the fuck is this? Report. Get out of here. Okay. Wait, I did that to Tarkov? I didn't refund it on stream. I just refunded it because I wasn't having fun playing it. I said that I refunded it off stream. I didn't do it on stream. Mid lane ranked? I think that's a terrible idea, man. I don't know. My rank... Okay, hold on. Can I, like, filter by ranked? It's not been going good. I know you can filter... You know, you can't filter ranked. You can do it on OPGG. Hold on. Can I pull up my OPGG real quick? Let's see. I play using my feet. Gold 4. I'm still in, like, finishing my placement rank stuff. It says I'm gold 4, but a lot of my games have been matching with, like, emeralds and plats. I think my most recent games, I've been getting very, very, very unlucky. Let me go and show you. Let's see. Yeah, Emerald 4, 233. I didn't do great this game. I did Ivern top for this one, which was kind of trolling. Look at this. Ivern jungle, 11-3-3. Ace, unlucky. I know, I'm not going to, like, cope and be like, oh, is this my main account? Yeah, it is right now. I'm not going to cope and be like, oh, I was playing well. Why couldn't my team play better? I'm not a good player. I'm not good enough to carry through, like, Plat and Emerald. But I was getting unlucky. Like, I was having teammates that would just, like, run it down, which is just kind of part of the game sometimes. I did get unlucky here, though, for sure. It's all red? Yeah. Go Nautilus top? Ugh. I'd rather play Ivern top again. Believe it or not, I won lane here. I won lane. I think I rage quit this game. I think it's like I won lane. Oh yeah, no, my bot just like hardcore fed and I was like, fuck this. And I just left. Look at this, 2-11-3. You know what? Let's try. We're going to go Ivern top. Fuck it. Let's send it. Let's run it. We're going to do one game of League, and then I'm going to go edit a video or two to post today. And then we'll be back at 1 Pacific to play some Peak. Let's hit it. Let's hit the Ivern top. Is there a plan for Marathon Bros to link up for War Dogs? I should send out some feelers. I don't know. Let's see. Who would we play with? I'd be down to play with Chloe, Astra, Bam. Who are the other big streamers? Tay, I'd be down. Let me see. I should just post on Twitter. Yeah, because like Twitter doesn't get much traction. It's better if I just like DM people. Had a meeting at work and missed the end of M time. You could always just rewind the VOD. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, I think I'll send out some DMs and see if we can get a squad going together. Bro, what is this matchmaking time? Queuing for a marathon? All right, let me see. Just one game. League of Legends. Okay. We is a thing on League. Whatever devs says on Twitter. What? I don't understand. What are you saying this? What? Okay, we're gonna play Ivern top. There's no way they ban Ivern. If they ban Ivern, what's some bullshit I would play? I could do like AD Akali. Do I have Akali on this account? I don't know. I like playing dumb shit. I don't have Akali. Draven's banned. AP Nasus is just really bad right now. I'd do Udyr. I think... Do we just do Udyr instead? We go Ivern. This is tough. This is tough. TSTUFF. I don't think we're gonna have a front line. Who's support picking? Maybe I just go Udyr. We have last pick. Okay, can I mid? Will you swap me? I bet, dude. His laner already. Okay, he swapped me. Okay, surprising. Be the judge, jury, and executioner. That's a big ask when you're going top lane in the big 26. I don't know if it's still the same, but for the past few years, top lane is like one of the harder roles to consistently climb it. I mean, it depends on like how you direct your gameplay, but if you play top traditionally, it's much more coin flippy than the other roles. Like you don't have as much map routine. Impact. You don't have as much map impact if you play top how it is traditionally. Of course, like if you're a fucking challenger player and you like know how the roles work and how to climb solo queue, you can fucking climb through like Plat Emerald with 90% win rate. I'm not going to argue that. Okay, Tryndamere. We have no front line, and I'm playing into Tryndamere. Is Udyr a good pick or a great pick? I think we go AP Udyr here. I think AP Udyr is kind of a move. Kind of a vibe. This is either going to be the best decision ever or the worst. I don't remember the last time I played Summoner's Rift Udyr, so I don't know what to play. Let me think. Let's go fucking Dark Harvest. Fuck it. Oh shit, running out of time. Ah! This and this. Okay, perfect. We're good. FML, I thought I was bot. Wait, who is Scuttlecrab? Wait, who thought they were bot? I didn't see. Who's Scuttlecrab? Did this guy think he was bot lane? Jesus Christ, man. Oh, wait, no, not this guy. Oh, no, mid. Mid thought he was bot. Okay, we're fucked. It's actually so over. 2 marksmen. I'm going to be building AP. Jesus Christ, man. This is actually a disaster. Kai'Sa mid is so OP. He doesn't have Kai'Sa mid runes, dude. His lethal tempo is actually chopped. Surely Akali won't dominate the game. Yeah, no, we've already lost. It's actually already over.
Minions have spawned.
This shit is chalked, bro. There's actually no way. I also don't know this matchup at all. I don't think I've ever played Udyr top before. So, yeah, this is fucked. I think we go start R. So I'm a Shen one trick. No, you play Irelia. You've already said that. Unless you were capping. You said you played Irelia. I bet he's... Nope, no, he's right there. Okay. There is a way. I doubt it. I probably shouldn't be shoving here. Just gonna hit the walk away move. He's got Ignite. He's gonna force some bullshit. I can't walk up here. I say as I walk up. It's okay. It's okay. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. It's not over. It's not over. I'm gonna catch the wave. And then if he doesn't back, I can punish him. He's probably going to back, though. He's going to shove to wave in the back. Can I stop his back here? Let me see. Nah, he's going to be able to get it. It's gone. All right, we're just going to freeze then. Yeah, this is fucking chalked, dude. I don't know why. I was like literally just saying I can't walk up here, and I fucking do it. I'm so bad, man. At least I have shield on my W, so I can freeze it a little bit.
Not a single bolt, but a storm.
What? He must have lucked some crits in there, dude. That's great, dude. He must have lucked an extra crit in there, dude. There's no shot, man. I don't know how I don't get that auto off before I die. Dude, this shit is so chalked. Yeah, dude. I wasn't paying attention to how many crits he got, but yeah, I think he definitely lucked a crit in there. So my plan there, my game plan was I was gonna hit him with an E stun and then walk back so Nocturne could finish him. But I think with my timing would have worked if he didn't hit like a extra crit. Or I don't know how many times he crit. Maybe if he didn't crit at all, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he only crit once. It's unlucky. Just gotta sit back here.
I do not fight alone.
Yeah, we probably go steel caps. Do we rush Zanya's? I think rushing Zanya's is just the move. What is it? How does he get the third auto off there? I'm crashing out. How did he get the third auto off? That legit does not make any sense. I'm just dead here, I think. I don't think there's anything I can do. Yeah. This shit is just chalked. Steel Gap's Bramble Best. I can't put off putting together actual damage items. Yeah, no, my lane is actually just so fucked. I'm hardcore feeding, and my wave's in an awful state right now. It's gonna push out. He's forcing me to push right now. I don't have TP. Maybe I get carried this game. But I'm sure as shit not gonna win my lane. It's legit nothing I can do.
Double kill.
So my strat here is I'm gonna wait for the next wave to pull up and then I'll full clear it.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, let's do it.
Has been slain.
Fuck, he has 6 now. I gotta play this super careful.
An ally has been slain.
Oh great. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting carried this game, bro. It's over, bro. Yeah, no, I can't go on. He's backing up before I get there. Score racing to the top 5% of Iron 5. At this rate, yeah.
I do not fight.
There's legit nothing I can do. I just fucked up my lane so bad by misplaying. He honestly might even be able to dive me here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to freeze the wave. Dude, I don't know how my fucking W didn't go off when I was pressing it there. Get kited, nerd. I think the problem is I'm used to having more attack speed on this character, so I'm trying inputs that just aren't working. Yeah, and Viega's right here, of course.
Killing spree.
Yeah, I'm about to get ganked and killed by Viego. I'm just gonna try and clear. If Viego comes, I think I try to enter it.
I channel the spirits I feel closest to. It's in the flame you're allowed.
You know, he doesn't have ult. I win this. Why did I queue up, dude? Why? Why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself, bro? I kind of have to TP in on this. And just hopefully he can't insta-kill me. I think I can juke him, probably. I don't know why he backed off of that. I think he absolutely wins the trade there.
Double kill.
Just gonna try and full clear on this.
An enemy has been slain.
There's a fruit here. I'm kind of mogging Tryndamere. He's gonna have a... I think he just used... Did he just use Ignite in our last fight? I might be able to force a fight here and then juke his ult.
This life is my burden, and my land's blessing. Storm rages through me.
Okay. Nocturne, you walked over a ward, dog.
Alone is no way to live.
Legendary.
Does he die? Bro, are you fucking... Well, he pulled Tryndamere ult. I think Tryndamere's gonna have Ignite soon, though, so I still can't... I'm not gonna be able to fight him still. I think I shove in here. And I just hit a back. I still don't have enough for my Seekers, bro. Not gonna have teleport for 2 minutes. I can't do anything. This game's too complicated. Can we play Hello Kitty Island Adventure instead? Yeah, I'll just pick Yumi next game. That. No, this is the only game I'm playing. This is the only game I'm playing. Just one game. Just one game, bro.
Needs are not the same. One echo. Needs ours.
I think the play is I'm going to go Zanya's into Gunblade. 12-hour League stream. We can't. We're playing Peak later, Chloe. Aren't you playing? We can't do a 12-hour League stream. Okay, good trade on that. We got Lux here. I don't think it's worth flashing in on this. Because he's going to have ult now. I don't know why Lux is top. Wait, we're actually winning on the... Holy shit, Jinx is 8-1. Wait, okay, I might actually get carried this game. Oh! Oh, clean!
cannot outrun me.
Oh, let's go. I almost sold the shit out of that fight. And I'm kind of opening top, but that's okay. I got a Dark Seal stack. That's worth. Yeah, no, he doesn't get tower before I get there. Yeah, I think I should be able to get carried this game.
Feels like a seal sister tale.
Lock it. I don't think he's going to be bush camping here. Yeah, he's going to want to back and buy. So I think here we shoved a turret. Let's look to get some vision on this. Ooh. Yeah, we can punish this. And I don't even get kill participation. Okay, Nami is just inting. Nami's actually just inting. I shouldn't have came to help. I should have went back top.
Arkia helped me find myself. Lee helped me slay myself.
An ally has been slain. Rampage.
Please turret dive me so I can use my Zanyas. Yeah, nice one, dipshit. Have a nice back. 'Cause now you're not going to be able to fight me, motherfucker! You just got outplayed! I can push the turret for free. You can't do anything. Please go in on me. Please. Please. No, do it. No, no, do it. I mean it. No, no, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Pull up. That's right, piggy. That's right. This little piggy backed. This little piggy packed his bags and went home. If I had my empowered R, I could kill him here. What? Well, we're going to get the dragon, so who really won? Who really won in this situation? We get the dragon, and that's all that matters.
Even in death.
I say Tryndamere because his top lane opened up. He's just gonna fucking split all game. Once I finish Zanya's, he's gonna be a caster minion. He's not gonna be able to do shit once I have Zanya's.
Anger in my heart and ice
Let me get blasting one. Excuse me. Let me get my rod. Yeah, Tryndamere's just gonna split all game, and I have the empowered teleport. He doesn't. He has ignite.
The beasts I channel within me are not me, but they are mine.
Okay. I don't have a word here, but maybe there's a vision cone. Yeah, there's a vision cone right there. I should have gone in sooner. Okay, Trinity back that can shove the turret.
They are anchors.
Okay, that's not good. Probably don't want to have Trinity collecting a bunch of shutdowns. Yeah, let's just shove this and get out of here. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to click on that. It's okay. Oh, I might be dead here. Yeah, I think I'm dead. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that was not worth it. That was not worth it at all. I fucked that up bad. Thanks. Oops! I did not mean to click on that. I think I should have clicked on the Herald and just left. I could have, like, ran through here. Oopsie. Got a new phone case with a kickstand. Are you going to do an ollie on it? Are you going to do a heel flip? You going to do a kick flip? Is it cool? Is it good?
Found.
I got to get a new phone soon. I think I'm going to get a nothing phone. What kind of phone do you have, Agent? $15 Pro? That's next year's model, right? Does your uncle work at Apple? I love Viego! It's such a cool champ.
Creatures of the Freljord, footprints of the dead.
I gotta go match Trinimir.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
No, we're on the year 17? Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
An enemy has
I don't use iPhone. But we're all in on the Pixel. I get a nothing phone.
enemy killing.
Pixels are nice. I don't know if I can, like, stop his back without him killing me. And I probably don't want to die right now. I'm going to bait him like I'm going to go into... Yep. I baited him! I did it. Successfully baited. Easy. Okay, yeah, we're going to lose the next dragon. We're starting to lose team fights. I don't know why.
This life is my burden.
It's not over yet, but it's definitely starting to look kind of rough.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I have no words, bro.
Stagnant Freljord is a dead thing.
Okay, my Zanya's. Okay, yeah, no, it's chalked. It's fucking over, dude. There's no way we lost this. It's over. It's so fucking over. We should FF. We need to FF immediately. It's over. It's never been so over, dude. I think we go Abyssal Mask. If we even make it that long. I don't think we do. Wait, how do we... When did they get 3 dragons? I thought we had Drake control. What happened to the bot?
Instinct led me one way.
What happened to the bot side of the map? It's actually over, dude. Wait, we're gonna force Baron here? I mean, I guess we can. Fuck it. Or are we baiting? What is Nocturne doing? Oh, stole Gromp. This is some Looney Tunes shit right here. Okay, all right, we got it. Oh, hold on. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch. Fuck, I don't want to fight Tryndamere. I could kill Nami. Why are we fighting this? We should just back. Get back here! Okay, Tryndamere's still alive. Yeah, he's just gonna back in match mid here. I think I farmed jungle. Yeah, Kali's up now too. I need fucking 50 gold. So once I get my Gunblade, we're gonna go Abyssal Mask. I'm gonna group with the team because I still have Baron.
Do better next time.
And I gotta match Tryndamere. Fuck! Oh, I'm fucking dead here. How many items? And we're gonna lose that fight. It's actually a game. Maybe not. Hold on. Maybe? Ooh! Okay, Tryndamere has to back you. Okay, Tryndamere's gonna get both killed. Dude, Tryndamere's gonna be fucking hyper carry, bro. It's actually over. Ooh. Oh! They get away. Okay. Maybe it's not over yet. Yeah, I don't know how I got melted by Tryndamere so fast. I have almost fucking 170 armor, bro. I don't know how I got melted so fast. This is Soul Dragon, and Nocturne's not here. I think we just lose this.
My time in Ionia taught me control.
Okay, they don't have vision here. Why are you pinging me, motherfucker? The jungler's not here!
Your turret has been destroyed.
I want to talk shit so bad. Oh, dude, it's over. It's fucking over.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Fuck, man. They're saying top gap. They low-key kind of right. I kind of threw this game. Wait, hold on. I get this. I get this. I get this.
An enemy has been
What? Okay, we got it. We try to end here? I don't know. Okay, oh wait! You're not in position! I'm gonna get fucking killed if I TP now. I get fucking insta-killed if I go in on that. I could have TP'd and I would have died. If I TP on that, I die. And get no kill. Seen that happen every time you fight. And with the old IP address. Okay. Wait, we got this. I'm here for the fight this time. I'm here for the fight. We win. We end here. We end. We actually win this. We win! There's no way we lose. We got him. Get him. Oh, he's got fucking GA. It's okay. We win. Easy. Okay. That was a roller coaster. I am shocked that we won that shit. Okay. Well, we'll be back in 3 hours so we can play some Peak. Let's see. Back at 1 o'clock EST for Peak. Change category. Peak. All right. Yo, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys. Least mentally draining League game. That wasn't super mentally draining. I kind of hardcore. Like, I first timed a top lane pick that I didn't know how to play. I griefed the shit out of that game. I actually kind of got hardcore carried. Let me see. Who's live right now? Who are we going to raid? Peak Gaming? Well, yeah, we'll be back in a couple hours. We can raid Ryan Gillum. Let's see. Who else is up? I think we raid Ryan. Okay. Yeah, we'll raid Ryan because we got to get a good reputation so we can get on Escape Will Make Me Pod. Yo, guys, thanks for coming. We'll be back in a couple hours. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll get a video out real quick here today. Yeah, real soon. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of it. Go show Ryan some love. Peace out, guys. We'll be back in a few hours. We'll be back.